Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. I hope everyone's having a fan-heckin-tastic afternoon. Today, we are hecking joined by two cuties that I know very well. We are joined by KaoticAlex. Welcome in,
Hello.
Alex.
Hello, everyone.
And we are joined by SenorCrouch. And you all know this cutie, the most excitable boy you'll ever know.
Hello, everyone.
And the wonderful set that you see before you, this was all created by LoupFakafon. He actually did this whole thing. All of this is his art. He did this. Oh my goodness. CC, thank you so much for the host. Now, before we begin, I'd like for everyone to introduce themselves. I'll let my guests go first. Alex, you can go first.
Well, hello, everyone. My name is KaoticAlex. I am a variety streamer. I do streams every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Usually around about, if I'm going to guess correctly, it's like 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which for me, that'll be 8 o'clock in the evening. I do mostly on Thursdays multiplayer games with others. On Saturdays, it's just a random game of sorts. It could be anything from a library that I haven't played for a while or haven't played at all. And Tuesday is usually a story-based single-player game, which recently I finished Persona 5.
Nice. Go if we can get a shout out for KaoticAlex in the chat. Definitely, he's a good friend of mine. I've known him for a long time, and I'm very glad that he's in my life. Now, Sen's going crazy back there. Sen, it looks like you have a ton of snacks.
I do have a ton of snacks. Hello, everyone. So my name's Sen, short for SenorCrouch. I too am a variety streamer. I do a variety of things Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Anywhere between playing games, doing art, and doing animation.
Sen,
um.
oh, sorry, go on.
Oh no, that's fine. Yeah, and I should probably explain when I stream. I usually am an afternoon streamer, so noon Pacific Standard Time is usually when I stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and usually go till roughly around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But yeah.
Hecking, give Sen a shout out as well. He's a heckin' sweetheart. Oh, ignore that. XCal did not just donate $200. I just reset that because I'm turning down the notifications for the alert box so that it's not going to go way louder than both of us. And for those of you who don't know, my name is Strawbunneh. I am also a variety streamer. I mostly do things that are wholesome and sweet, and not something that are like Call of Duty or like anything like that. And I normally I've been streaming for about a little over a year and a half now. It'll be 1 year in September. I've gone through a lot in my 1 year. A lot of things have happened, a lot of good, only a small things amount of bad, but we always push through it because I have a wonderful community that gets my back whenever things get really, really rough. And I am extremely grateful and blessed to have that in my life. So let me go ahead and quickly change the alert box to where it's not blaring in our ears when someone does anything. I should have done that first. That is my bad. Sorry, everybody.
No worries. We were all too excited.
We're all super excited. Me and Sen have been talking about this for like over a year now. Me and Sen have wanted to do a podcast for so long.
Oh yeah.
And this has been just a dream of mine to sit here and just chat about stuff that we actually a subject I actually know about, you know. So we have a whole like thing that we've got here listed of stuff that we're going to talk about. I guess we can go ahead and get started on that. Hold on, let me go ahead and get that out right here. GTA, thank you for the host, buddy, and thank you so much for all the hosts, everybody. It really does mean a lot to me. Thank you so much. Okay, so first, I'm gonna go. Oh, Sen, thank you for the host, Sen.
You're welcome.
Thanks, buddy. Oh, so we'll start with you two first. Okay, so Sen, what got you into streaming, Sen?
Ooh, that's a great one. So my friends, actually, this dates back almost before 2019. Some of my friends were pushing me to start streaming, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. And then it wasn't until I went to Further Confusion 2019, and I met Keatlock, and he was hosting a panel about Twitch streaming and what it's all about. and I didn't realize how complex it could be. Like, it's more than just, just pressing that start button. And after getting to talk to him, I was like, all right, you know what? He told me just press the start button, like the go live button, and see what happens. And that's what I did. And I'm glad I took his advice because I didn't realize how magical streaming could be. And I fell in love with it almost immediately. And so that's kind of how I started streaming.
Mine's kind of the same way, but I want Alex to go next. Alex, what got you into streaming, buddy?
Well, when I was this goes to kind of 2009. I used to be someone as a teenager who used to do YouTube videos. So I was one of those people who was inspired mostly by at the time people who I saw who were doing these Windows Movie Maker and MS Paint animations and all sorts. So I kind of went down the road of YouTube first before I decided to take up streaming, because at the time I was getting a bit burnt out. Like, I just wanted to do something that's up my alley within doing creative content. So when I found out about Twitch, and I found out that a friend of mine was doing Twitch at the time as well, I kind of got inspired to have a go at it. And even did streams with the very first Splatoon on the Wii U, and I used to like get involved with friends and stream with them. And as it built up, it came to around about 2018. I got myself my new computer at the time, and I had to make a decision. Either I could stop doing YouTube and mainly focus on Twitch, or try at both, because I was trying to mix it up and trying to do retro video game reviews because I went to college to do creative media. But then afterwards, I decided to stick with streaming, and I just really haven't looked back. I haven't looked back on streaming at all. I feel this is definitely what I want to do overall. And um, I sometimes feel as if I want to go back to doing YouTube at times, but I think my main place is here. So that's kind of the story here for me.
Wow, I actually didn't know that personally. You started out on YouTube. Interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, Tio, thank you for the host as well. So,
Oh, and that is true. Yeah, Umi did actually push me as well. This was it was back in like 2015, 2016. She said, "Go for it. Just give it a go," and I did.
and we're glad that you're here, man. Like, if you didn't stream, I
Oh,
wouldn't have
yeah.
met like one of my closest friends.
Yeah.
I consider KaoticAlex one of my like closest friends online, because me and him have been through a lot. Same with Sen. I consider both of you one of my like two of my best friends, and one day I'm gonna hug the heck out of you. And I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna thank you for everything both of you have done. So, as for me, sort of YouTube, you helped me, and hey, you are sort of on YouTube still. Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Or did you mean Alex?
Yeah, I did. Well, I'm very very behind, but I have helped with some video editing on Umi's side as well, because she did kind of a Stardew Valley playthrough, and she's been recording it and sending me the files over, and I've been doing a bit of video editing as well. So I'm sort of around there, but just not on my channel. So
Yes. Alex is one of the goodest boys. If you guys haven't checked him out, go check him out. I tease him for his accent every so often, but he's still a good boy. Okay, so as for me, I'm Strawbunneh. Basically, for how I started streaming, so one day I was up north, and it was very very quiet. My roommate that invited me to come stay there, because things were getting really bad where I live. He invited me to come stay up there for a little while. I ended up staying 6 months, and it was a good 6 months. It was a relaxing 6 months. And so I decided to check out Twitch, because somebody said that they were watching a Twitch stream of a furry. I'm like, that sounds really cool. Like, they're all fursuiters. That'd be really cool. Oliver gave a tier 2 sub to Sen.
Oh,
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Oliver. Welcome to the Very Bunny Brigade yet again there, Sen. Tier 2 this time. Thank you so much, Oliver. Heck.
Wow.
Heckin'. Oh, I got off track. Okay, so So when I decided to take a look at Twitch, I thought it was really cool. And then one of the first ones I saw was Sen and Azure the Dragon were two of the first ones that I saw. And I just kind of lurked. I didn't really make an account for a little while. And then when he interacted with chat, I was like, that's so cool. They could say like in real time, say hello. And after a good month or so, after creating an account, I got friends with Sen and and Azure and a few others. They each and every single one of them. Umi, thank you for the host. Thank you so much. They all encourage me to be like, Bun, you have the charisma, you have the like voice for streaming. Give it a try. And I said, you know
Yep.
what? I literally have nothing to do every day because everything's really quiet here. And there's nothing to really do up here in North. There's not really anything to do. So you have the buns for it. So I decided to give it a try. I spent 1 whole month studying and like, oh, Foxy, thank you for the host, buddy. I spent a whole month studying and getting ready for streaming. I looked at Sen's stream. I looked at Azure's stream. I looked at other people's stream that I have no idea who they are and checked to see what I should do, what I shouldn't do. I contacted Sen and Princess Xena more often than you could possibly think. Every day, Sen, is this okay? Is this okay, Sen? Should I do this? And eventually, by the end of the month, I was like, I think I'm ready. And I gave it a try. And then all of a sudden, within a week, I got affiliate. Within 2 months, I got 1,000 followers. And I just started crying like every other night because I'm like, the support is so overwhelming that I was going crazy at how fast everything was moving. And here we are a little over a year later, and we're about to hit 3,000 followers. It's been an amazing ride so far, and I hope that this ride continues for many years to come. And if it wasn't for streaming, I wouldn't have met all the friends I've had. I wouldn't have the things I have to help continue streaming, and I'm always be forever grateful for these things in my life, and I'm always going to be happy about it. So I'm going to thank you guys and my community for making my life a better place, because I don't know where I'd be if it weren't for you guys.
Oh.
Oh, well, thank you for being our friend,
Yeah.
Straw.
Oh, you don't have to thank me for that. It's a pleasure.
Oh.
And that's my story so far. We're going to see where it goes from there. But all right, who's next? Who or what was your biggest influence in streaming, or currently is your biggest influence in streaming? Let's start with Sen.
Oh, okay, that's a great question. I have a set of few. First and foremost would probably have to be Keat Lock. He was the very first furry Twitch streamer that I knew, like on Twitch. And I found it so fascinating that he had a Facerig. I was like, what is this? So that's actually kind of my introduction into Twitch. But definitely another person that I look up to as a Twitch streamer is Diffuse Moose. Like he's always given me a lot of great advice and stuff like that, and he's always taken the time to like, hey, I kind of need advice on like such and such, and he's always kind of there. And like I could go on like 45 minutes talking about every streamer that has helped me along my way, but I think those two are probably the two that stand out to me the most because they kind of helped me when I was just starting out. And you know what? Let's throw in Sneaky Raccoon too, because he actually helped me understand OBS when I was because I wasn't technical savvy with any of this. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So the three of them really kind of helped me like emotionally, technically, and overall advice.
Nice. What about you, Alex?
Yeah, again, this one's quite a good question for me as well. I would say that all the friends who have been inspired by me and by others who I guess we've kind of banded together and we've always supported each other. We always had each other backs. And trying to fit, it's kind of tough to say really. All I can say is it's definitely the friends who have definitely supported me who also stream as well. in our own little communities. I guess that's kind of all I could really say. Really, it's just every one of my friends in general who also stream.
Nice, nice. As for me, the Who would definitely be my friends. The ones who helped me the most when I first started was Princess Xena and SenorCrouch up there. I would know nothing about OBS, nothing about streaming or anything like that if it wasn't for those two. Those two were like definitely there at the beginning, along with Dark and Tiger and a few others. I've lost contact with them after a long time, and I'm happy I met you too, Two Stripes. And yes, in chat, if you guys want to ask any questions from us, we'll be happy to answer them as soon as we were done with like whatever we were discussing. I'm not going to say no, Sen, be quiet. We have a question. But I would say the biggest influence in terms of what it would be whenever I hear like messages from people saying like, Bun, I started exercising because of you. Bun, I started streaming because of you. Bun, I can't get through my days, and now that I'm talking to you and watching your streams, I'm feeling a lot better about myself. It makes me really, really happy. That is the biggest motivation and influence that I would say for myself is hearing people's lives are being touched and improved just from watching and hanging out with me is just one of the biggest things for me. Is makes me really happy to hear.
I feel you on that.
Oh, Rebecca, hi. And I'm really sorry that you're not feeling so well, and I really hope your day gets better, sweetheart. Crunchy. Yes. If you join the Discord server, make sure you read the rules. Okay, so is there anything else that does anybody have any questions directly for us in our streaming careers or anything? Because we're gonna move on to the next section of stuff. Also, my ear is ringing for some reason. Bunny's like, silence, SenorCrouch, a question has cometh.
There be a question.
And for those of you wondering, this entire set was created by one person, and that was LoupFakafon. He's unfortunately not feeling well, so he's resting, but he did this entire thing. All I did was like tell him like this is the general idea, and he did everything. For all three, what was your very first Twitch game you three have ever streamed? I'll let Alex answer first.
Oh, well, I guess the one game that actually kind of got me into doing Twitch was The Last of Us.
Really?
Yeah, because I remember I did a rerun of that for the second game, and I did say that this was the game that kind of got me starting actually getting into Twitch properly. And I remember the time where everyone kept going about me throwing bricks all the time in the game. So
Nice, nice. What about you, Sen?
That's a really good question. I don't remember if it was Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past or Terraria. It was one of those two games. But surprisingly enough, the very first stream I ever did was actually a fursuit unboxing stream.
Oh man, I gotta see that. Do you have that anywhere that we can watch it?
Yeah, it's part of my VODs. I don't have a link on hand, but I can definitely get that link later.
Heck yeah. And y'all, everybody here knows exactly what the first stream I did was. Let's all say it together. Super Animal Royale.
Sar.
That's pretty much everything I streamed for a while, and that was. Tia, thank you for the gift sub to CC. Welcome to the Berry Bunny Brigade. Heck, y'all are heckin' sweethearts. Thank you. Last question. Umi says, well, I first came to the Bun streams. I was a broken person. There was nothing but a shattered person. But thanks to this community and all my friends I've made and Alex, I'm whole again and getting better every day. Aw, Umi, heckin' sweetheart. I'm glad that I was able to help you in that way. Gosh, heck. Tia, thank you for the gift sub to Oliver too.
she was also going on about the fact that when the Last of Us 2, I was trying to test to see if I was actually able to jump off a ledge, and I fell and died.
Oh, these things happen.
A single clap for you, sir.
Yep.
I didn't know. I was like, oh, can I get off it? No, dead.
Oh, thank you for the gift sub to Echo as well. Oh my gosh, y'all are heckin' Tia. Thank you so much. Um, question. Was something nobody really knows about the three of you that would be interesting to find out? Oh, go ahead, Alex.
Hang on. What's something nobody really knows about the three of you that would be interesting finding out?
And don't worry, everybody. We'll get to all the questions because they're highlighted. Thank
Okay,
goodness.
this is kind of a silly one, but I actually have 50% hearing in my right ear.
Oh,
Yeah.
Really?
When I was 7, I don't know the details very well. I had to go to the hospital. I'm not entirely sure of the details very well, but I had to have my ear operated on. And yeah, I lost quite a bit of hearing. And every Thursday after school, I had to go to the hospital for ear inspections and to give it a clean and just make sure everything's okay. It's fine now. Everything's well, it's fine now because later down the line I had some problems that also needed to be operated on. But yeah, it's still 50% hearing, but yeah, every part of the ear is fine.
make sure to yell into his right ear when you meet him though, so he can hear you a lot better then.
Oh, trust me, when I was at school, I had a friend who wanted to test if I did actually have 50% hearing. He yelled so loud into my right ear, and I just literally just lowered my eyes slightly. That's how bad it. That's how
Oh
loud.
no.
Yeah, just
Oh,
slightly.
If you're asking all of us, Baja Wolf, I'm a furry. I know Sen's a furry. I don't know if Alex
yeah.
has come out as a furry yet.
I like to say I am part of the fandom. I know when you look at my image on my stream, it's like, yeah, you see like spiky brown-haired anime dude. But I guess you could say this is one of my faces. This is
I
definitely one of my faces. So.
I pressed the audience clap the second you said that you were consider yourself part of the fandom. Congratulations, welcome. It's going on YouTube. It's there forever now.
Ah, well.
And Sen, what about you? An interesting fact that, or something that nobody knows that you'd find other people would find interesting. Are you actually a doggo?
Am I actually a doggo?
Like, are
When
you
in
actually a
person.
real dog?
Oh my god, I get that question from trolls all the time. It's like, are you a real dog? I'm like, what
Oh
makes
no, I'm
you...
asking because you're adorable and act like a doggo.
Oh, I'm a spirit animal, yes. But let's see here. Something interesting. Well, I mean, this isn't too known. I know I make mention on it sometimes in my streams, but I have worked on a couple of games that never were published. So in that regard, they were all platforming games. Some of them were really interesting. But yeah, none of them ever got published, but I was kind of lead level designer on those projects. So in that regards, you can consider me a game dev.
Oh dang.
Cool.
Yeah, it was really awesome to get to work with a team. It's unfortunate that that none of the projects ever got published.
No, that is a shame. And Two Stripes is like, why? You want to play some fetch? Fetch? Huh? And to answer your question about me, also welcome in Sam, and thank you so much for the follow there, Janice. Welcome to the stream. You're among friends here. I have to say that for everybody because they are among friends here. So, an interesting fact about me, I would say, I lost some of my hearing, and pretty much like had tinnitus most of my life because I decided to ride my bike in a hurricane with my brother, and it was very bad for your ears.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
Because all the water and the wind going directly in your ears. I got to see the eye of a storm for the first time, but it was interesting. In my opinion, it was so worth it. Yes, we were just about to move on to the next question there. And Pedigree, thank you for the follow. Welcome to stream. You're among friends here. The next question was, what's something nobody? No, that's no. Have you ever? Has there ever been a game that you've streamed but never finished and want to revisit? I would say for me, I want to finish Mega Man Legends 2. I started streaming that shortly after I started streaming, but I never actually finished it. What about you, Sen?
Probably between Mario Odyssey, because I've never finished that, and Earthbound.
Oh, you never finished Earthbound? I see you playing it all the time.
Well, I did play it recently, yes. But we haven't finished it yet.
Okay, what about you, Alex?
Um, I would probably say Resident Evil 2, the remake,
Yes, yes, yes.
because that's something I probably will like to go over again, like go through the very start of the game. I need to do that. Other games that I've streamed. Trying to think of a game that I did stream that I kind of decided to stop. Oh yes, Umi has been going on about me doing Twilight Princess.
Yes. I
Yes.
never got to finish that one either, but I never streamed it. Pick
Trying to
one.
think what
You
else.
could do it.
I think I would say I think I did a Switch game, but I can't remember which one it was. Oh, actually no, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Yeah, I didn't finish that either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was the first game you three played together? What was I know we played something together. What was it?
The only one I remembered that we've actually played together was Among Us.
Yeah, it was Sen. Yes, Among Us.
Yeah.
It was with all three of
Yeah,
us. Yes.
that's right.
Question to all of you: what is your personal annoyance with streaming on Twitch? Oh, we're gonna get to that. Don't you worry. What Twilight Princess? Yeah, Among Us. I was in it. Yes, Umi was in it. How small is Bun? I'm actually 5'6". I would make myself bigger on stream, but unfortunately, it would block my ears would block the screen, and also I'll move my head, but there's an SB there, a little. And I don't know if anybody noticed, but on my intro screen, that black table there, that's actually the table, and he edited it to where it looks like the table that you're seeing down there on my table down there. You see the stickers? Those are actually on my real life table. Schmalbun, play Fall Guys next instead of Fall Guys. Next game you are going to play. Oh, we'll get to that. I don't know what it is in centimeters. All right, moving on. Okay. Is there any other questions that you guys got directly for us and not in streaming in general before we move on? Because we have a lot to go through dealing with streaming in general.
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I'm all good.
Anybody in chat? So buns or Cinnabons? Cinnabons.
Yes, hang on.
Sen encouraged me to try Cinnabon once from Cinnabon, and I did, and it was amazing.
Oh, those things are way too addicting.
Oliver, I'm so sorry. Closed captioning, unfortunately, isn't going to work today, but there's not much I could really do about it. We tried our best to get that to work, but we couldn't get it to work. Alex, how do you like your tea?
Oh, she will keep doing this. Right.
It's okay, Oliver. It's okay.
Do I need to put the process of how I make my tea?
If you could do a quick, sure.
Okay. Tea bag and cup first. Hot water on top. Stir it. Take the tea bag out. Put the milk in. Put 2 sugars in. Stir it. Done.
Pineapple on pizza.
No.
I don't eat pizza, so I wouldn't know. Alex isn't responding, so I'm assuming he's enraged.
Pineapple on pizza.
Bunny is not cute. Okay, so
no.
Okay, so we'll go through the all of these subjects. For all three, what was your motivation to encourage? What was your motivation to encourage your communities? Like, I'm really new to the furry community. I'll let Sen handle that question.
Okay, wait. Where was the question?
What was your motivation to encourage your communities?
Motivation to encourage my community. It's an interesting question because like I've always wanted to help people generally, and this is why I became so addicted to streaming to begin with. Is that when I realized just by presenting my unique derpy perspective on gaming and like reacting to certain situations, that I was actually helping people their day-to-day lives be a little bit better. So when I realized that, and that's what I mean by the magic of streaming, is I'm like I want to do this as long as I possibly can and continue to try to make the channel as fun as I can.
Yeah, motivation wise, I agree. Definitely encouraging like a healthy lifestyle is good as well. Like when I said that I was starting to exercise, I got a few messages from people saying that they're going to exercise too because they feel they need to do the same thing. And that's it. That's like I'm motivating people to do it just by saying it. So as a streamer, as something that people look up to, just saying that you're doing it does mean a lot more than what people might even think. Because even if they don't tell you, some people are like, you know what, I'm going to give that a try too because Bun thinks it's this way, or Sen or Alex thinks it's this way. So why not give it a try myself? I've tried food because of other people's recommendations that streamers don't even know that I did. I tried different foods and it was awesome. Some of them were awful, but uh, I guess motivation wise, I would say just mentioning that you're doing it sometimes it does help a lot. Like I've had people who thought they never would start streaming, but the second they saw me streaming, they're like, I could do this. Bun could do it. I could do it too. What about you, Alex?
Yeah, I'm someone who likes to just be myself on here on Twitch. It's like I'm a complete nerdy person who likes his retro games, and
Big nerd.
yeah, I'm a big nerd, and I know people do know that as well. Like I'm known to be the retro dragon now to most people, as well as the noodle. But yeah, I just I guess because I encourage people to just be themselves on stream, and just I really I guess as well it's with retro games as well. It's like not you don't always think retro games are they're old and outdated. It's like well it's like yeah, but they're still entertaining. They're still
Yeah,
entertaining. I mean, I could literally just go through the entire catalog of all the games I got so far, but that's going to take hours. So
exactly. And just like being yourself is motivation, a lot of motivation for some people, and like showing compassion for people who are just a little different. It's nothing wrong with anybody who's a little different. And dealing with situations like that can help out a lot as well, motivation wise. Um, you all are sweethearts. Yeah, everybody in the call right now is a sweetheart, as well as everybody in chat.
yeah, no you.
No, you.
No, you. Okay, now understanding the basics. What is a streamer? A creator of content. Uh, you have a good point there, Sen. That was good. It's okay.
Little
So
tagline.
I guess we could put it as this. What would you say? What kind of streamer you are? Maybe is that what you mean? Like what would you say is your version of being a streamer?
Yeah, I can lead off on this. Because I often get a lot of people who are asking, oh well, what am I supposed to do as a streamer? Yada yada yada. And one of the things that I tell them is you have to understand that first and foremost, you are a creator of content. Like people are gonna be looking for you to give a unique flavor to whatever it is you're streaming. And so for me, I knew with the help of my friends making me realize this is I had a very unique personality where I can make whatever game I was playing fun and entertaining just by the way I reacted. I'm like goofy, silly, kind of high energy, kind of a streamer. And yeah, if you can make something interesting, like people will definitely find you eventually. And that's kind of what I was talking about when I put that on our little whiteboard. Like, what is a streamer? Because a lot of people come in and they don't quite understand the fundamentals of it. They think it's maybe like a number game or whatever. And like first and foremost, creator of content.
Yes, absolutely. Everyone has their own style. Everyone has their own way of doing things, and it's not a good idea to straight up copy another streamer. It's a good idea to come up with your own version of something and be a little bit unique. Like I know a lot of people are doing a lot of different things that like when I first started, I knew that I wanted to get stream avatars because I saw one or two streamers with it, and I thought it was a really cute idea. So I put my own spin on it and made it to where I had my own background that I created down at the bottom of the screen. And I knew that I wasn't going to get a face rig. Only one, it was only Sen, Hazard the Dragon, and one or two other streamers that had a face rig, and I thought, there's no way in heck I'd ever be able to afford to get one. But instead, I put my little picture down there, and it was me holding a coffee cup, and that was me for like 4 or 5 months. And it was just, it doesn't require a whole lot to like quote unquote be a streamer. You could stream without any assets. You could just straight up record your screen with your microphone and just do that. You don't even need a microphone either. As long as you have an audience that enjoys that kind of content, you're a streamer. People are watching. You could be whatever you want to be. What about you, Alex?
Yeah, I'd say I get people saying it's like it's not a form of content creation, but I say to that it's like, well, you are creating live broadcasts. That is a type of media. There's loads of ways. There's loads of terms of media. There's artwork. There's videos, and that live broadcast is one of them. You are essentially an entertainer of sorts. Um, I would say as well, yeah, just be yourself on stream. And if you have like a particular theming for your types of streams, like if you're into retro games, then do retro games. As long as you have the right equipment, of course, which we'll be getting onto pretty soon. But yeah, as well as that, it's like you said, you don't have to start like all fancy. You don't have to start off with all being, you know, having this huge, like really good setup or anything like that. It's sometimes just the basics are needed first before you move on to that sort of thing. As well as that, if I was trying to think, I was trying to think of something else while I was talking about. I think it's just gone and flown out of my head.
That's okay, buddy. It's gonna happen a lot today.
It's gonna happen a lot
Well,
today.
to bounce off of what you just said, Alex,
Mm.
that's another thing that a lot of people get hung up on. Like, oh, I can't stream because I don't have the equipment.
Mm.
And that's not necessarily the case. Like, you don't need to have the best equipment starting out. If you like you said, an entertainer, if you can entertain, it doesn't matter if you don't have the best quality mic, you know, at the start. It doesn't matter if you have the greatest capture software or whatever.
Hmm.
If you can make it fun for people watching, they won't care about the quality of anything if your personality is there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your personality is a huge difference between each streamer. Everyone has their own. Sen is literally energy, 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 high energy, and Alex is literally a retro dragon. He is. If I asked him anything about any retro games, he'd be able to answer it just fine.
Probably
And I've
will.
seen streamers of people sleeping. You can do anything as long as it isn't against the rules.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just thought about it as well. What I was going to say, if you have like a particular theming for your streams, say it being, of course, my one being retro, so I've got like retro layouts. You could have cyberpunk, you could have, I don't know, steampunk, or you can have any particular theming that you're fond of. That you're fond of. You could make that your layout in future. You can have that as your setup.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's literally retro. Speaking of that, so Sen, when am I getting that overlay? I asked
30
Sen about
30. The
30
year 30 30.
Yeah, I figured. Sen was like, I should open commissions for overlays because I did one for somebody. I think it was BioPaw. Somebody, you were doing one for somebody. It was about an ice cream theme,
Yes.
and I was like, I'd love to commission one for you, and you're like, yes, as soon as I have an opening. Was it a year and a half later? How
I
do you
know. So,
approach community building? Oh, we'll get to that. Don't worry. Go on, Sen.
I was just gonna say, I'm so Terra Brew.
No. It's totally fine. Knight, we actually have that in a minute there, dealing with community building activities and such. Yes, we will get to that as well. Is there a difference, by the way, being a YouTuber, VTuber? Because I got confused with VTuber. VTuber basically deals with, I'm believing, an animating avatar that deals with like I'm using a Facerig and so is Sen, but his is 3D, mine's 2D. Those are still considered like a VTuber.
Yeah.
GD Sailor says Sen, no.
Wait, what did I do?
I think he
I
just
missed
meant
it.
Terra Brew, I think.
Oh, the boo pun, yeah.
Okay, so so does anybody have a question about what is a streamer content creator? Before we move on?
Far away.
I'm gonna give the chat a sec there. I'm gonna say this now. I'm having a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is fun.
Oh,
This is a lot of fun.
yeah.
I've always wanted to do something like this. Is Alex a butt? Yeah, it's right there, right in front of him.
Oh, yeah.
With 2 T's, that's very important.
Mine, you
Yes.
didn't even bother to put a post-it note above that with my actual name. You just kept it as it is.
Oh, everyone knows who it is. It's
Everyone knows who I am.
just a little behind the scenes. I was actually gonna ask Lou to draw him holding a fish tank, because I was gonna say, so Alex, we thought you'd be more comfortable in a fish tank that we have when ready, but since you're not really here, we decided to keep it just in case you did want to come visit.
Oh,
And he was gonna hold it up, but
that
he
is
didn't
cruel.
have time. Blue, thank you for the host, buddy. Okay, so next topic is capturing the attention of a viewer. The 5-second rule.
Yeah, so that's not an official name or official rule, but it's something. And I apologize if I just took the stage there.
No,
But,
because I wanted you to. I know what you meant by it though, but I wanted you to explain.
Yeah, so this one's big. This one is what a lot of new streamers fail to realize. So what I mean by the 5-second rule is when you're starting out, and even when you're a professional streamer, is if you have a new viewer coming into your channel for the very first time, it's just like advertising. You have about 5 seconds to capture their attention, otherwise they're going to get bored and leave. And so this is kind of the trap that a lot of new streamers fall into. Is I'll go into a new kind of relatively new streamer's stream and chat, and there'll be no talking whatsoever. And what a lot of new streamers don't realize is that, like, if you're not providing any dialogue when I enter, I'm going to get bored and leave. And so that's kind of the 5-second rule, as I call it. So you can't be waiting on chat to say hello before you start interacting with them. You always have to pretend that there is, quote unquote, an active chat. Otherwise, you'll never capture their attention and you'll never get an active chat to begin with.
I 100% agree, because when like that's the thing. Like, I've learned through the experience that I've had streaming, that just keep talking. If it's dead quiet, say something. Because it's great. Welcome in. Because, like, if you're just dead quiet and not talking, chat's probably not going to talk either, unless they have something that they want to talk about in general. Or like you just said something and you're waiting for them to respond. Even then, I talk anyway. Exactly, Nike. Keep talking and know it explodes.
That's a
When,
good way of putting it.
because like this is actually a very handy skill to learn, to just keep talking, because my mind runs a billion miles a minute. Like, my mind, like, you can give me a topic, I'll talk forever about it until I can't talk anymore. It comes in handy in a lot of situations as well, but in streaming, it's best to get the attention of everyone that you can, if you want them to stay. What about you, Alex? What do you think about that?
For capturing the attention of viewers, well, the first thing that will happen is, what are you playing? Or it could be if the thumbnail, the live thumbnail could capture their attention, or it could be your profile picture. It could definitely capture their attention. And upon them coming in, they could say hello, in which then, give them a reply back, ask how they're doing, welcome them in. And try and as I said, just don't fill the space with dead air. Keep talking. You could be talking about the game. It could be a general topic that could actually get the viewer involved. And if they feel well enough that this is someone that definitely want to come back to, they think they're a fun streamer, that it's someone they can support, they will give you a follow. And maybe in future again, they will come back. They'll come back to your stream probably once every so often. And as a result, you've definitely got the attention of a viewer that wants to be there for your streams and thinks that you are someone who wants to get the viewers involved while playing a game.
Yes,
Yeah.
and viewer engagement is very important when it comes to capturing the attention. Oh, since Alex and my friends encourage me to stream, they have helped me be more confident and social with new people, since I'm very shy and speak up. And to answer Chris's question, Cece, that's heckin' sweet, by the way. I'm so glad that they were able to help you like that. Um, advice for those who have self-esteem issues and performance anxiety. So when I had the same thing when I first started streaming, I was very quiet. And so what I did was I would practice. I would sit there and talk to myself for a while as if somebody were listening in front of the screen. And doing that helped me out greatly, especially with like talking to people on Discord. One way to get past that, in my opinion, in my personal opinion, would be going into, let's say, a Discord voice chat with a bunch of people in it. Try and see if you can keep up a conversation with everyone, and try and see if you're ready. Not a big one, not a big one. A few people, a
Right.
few people you know, and see if you can keep up a conversation. Because if you're good for that, then you're pretty much set. What do you guys think?
No, it's great advice. Like to add on to that is like I know of an example of of this happening to another streamer, and like I think this is your what you suggested, Straw, is probably better than like this for warm up. Definitely do what you said, but when you are finally ready to hit that go live button and you're still you still have a little bit of performance anxiety, there is a beautiful instance, and I was there for that. So you guys might know the streamer Bandolito. um he had performance anxiety. He Everybody was telling him to stream. He didn't want to because he had such performance anxiety. So when he first started streaming, he was so scared that he actually brought in a couple of friends into the Discord call with him while he was on stream, just so that he had like a little comfort zone to get his feeties wet for his very first stream. So to tack on to everything with what you just said, Straw, if you still have that performance anxiety, like maybe huddle yourself with a couple friends your very first couple streams.
Exactly. I
Mhm.
noticed a lot of streamers have a lot of other people in their voice chat just so that they have someone to talk to. And that's an entirely valid way of doing things.
Yeah.
I know Umi does that sometimes. Umi has other people that are other people streaming in their inner voice chat just so they can have someone to talk to. What if you're an art streamer, you're focus mode and goes silent, can't talk then? Do what then? Well, you do have the option of having music in there if you can do it legally, have music in there for something in the background, or just kind of just talk about art. You could just like go on about what you do know about art, and some people are like, "Whoa, I didn't know that." And It's perfectly valid to have other people in your voice chat if you feel nervous. I personally, I actually, when I saw Umi do that before, I'm like, I could not do that. Other people are streaming, I'd have to interrupt them to talk to my own stream, and I'd feel nervous about it. So I kind of just have people in voice chat that are like actually participating in the stream. All right, what about you, Alex?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Vumi, if you're at a moment where you are in focus mode and someone comes in, it could be a case of just saying, as like just acknowledge they're there, say hello, and say, just give me a couple of moments. Sorry for the silence. I just need to make sure this is correct. And then after you've done that, just say, how you doing? Welcome on in. And someone said, but what if I don't know what to talk about? Again, it could be any topic. It could be, any hobbies
Butts.
of yours. It could be
Talk about butts.
talk about what?
Talk about furries. Talk about anything that you're passionate about.
Yeah, there's a whole like
Yes.
expansion of topics that you can probably come up with, and don't feel don't feel like embarrassed to talk about it, because you just never know. There could be someone who would also like to discuss things like that. So I would just
One
say, let your mind wander. Just pick a topic within reason. Pick a topic off the top of your head, and just kind of go with it. And you never know. You could get the viewers interactive.
one big thing. Whoa. Okay, sorry. I saw the chat thing go whoop.
Oh,
One big thing that like you wouldn't know it unless you like. I know one streamer who has a subject in which he talks about on his stream like nonstop, and at first it was all he talked about, and eventually he had an entire chat filled with people talking about that subject, and the game he played didn't matter. It was the subject he was talking about that he was so passionate and happy to talk about that everybody wanted to hear it because he was so happy to talk about it. And that's sometimes it's all that really matters when it comes to like filling up the void. Talk about what you want to talk about. It's your stream. No one should tell you what to do.
Mhm.
Yeah. And this actually touches on one of our topics that we were going to bring up next is self-propelling topics. And like this is exactly what we're talking about. I often tell people, because like the thing is to avoid dead air at all costs. And so if your chat isn't as active as you would hope, then you need to come up with topics that you can talk about that you're passionate about, like what you guys were saying. Now, I often tell, because I am a man of lists and note taking because I am very scatterbrained. So I often advise people who are struggling with this to make a list of topics that you're really passionate about. I always start off with the number one, like most generic topic, which is food. Everybody likes food.
Yep.
If you can talk about, and it's really easy to transition into that too. Like if you're struggling to come up with a conversation, you could just make up the excuse of like, oh man, I'm starting to get a little hungry, and then there's your segue into talking about maybe what are your favorite foods. I know one of the topics I love bringing up in my chat is the controversial topic of pancakes versus waffles. And
And
that always sends my chat into a tizzy. Oh, pancakes for sure. No waffles because they have the little squares on them.
to add
And
on
then
to what you're saying, exactly. Make a list if you're nervous about like having dead air. Make a list and have that ready for the stream. Like, I want to talk about this today. Have that ready, and you're good.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted. I just wanted to make sure that before I forgot, I had to say it.
No worries.
No, I totally feel you. Yeah, and so food is just one of the topics I generally suggest to people. Now, we could expand that. We're all furries. Like most of us dream about going to a convention or have already been to a convention. And if you're somebody who has either wanted to go to a convention or has been to a convention, you can talk about like what you hope to find when you first go to your first convention, or talk about some of your best experiences at a con. Sticking with the furry subject, you could talk about, do you have a fursuit? Or like, how did you create your sona? Like you talking about your sona, it doesn't really require chat participation. And that way, if your chat is dead, then you talking about it will spur, well, it'll light the plant the seeds of conversation, because most of us have a persona and we love talking about how we created it. So you have these topics, and if you're passionate about it, the chat is going to pick up on that.
Absolutely, absolutely. I completely yeah, exactly. If you have a topic in which that makes like you happy the most, eventually people are going to want to tell their side of it and want to talk about that particular subject on their own words as well. And before we continue, there's a lot of chat here that I wanted to read here.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
CC says, when it comes to art streams, your sweet friends can distract you from focus mode by making you laugh and just being silly. It is all about having a good time, making the best of your time. Exactly. If you're having a good time, your chat will probably be having a good time as well. If you're having a terrible time where you're really angry and stuff like that, that can deter people from actually sticking around because they don't want to deal with that kind of stress. Because a lot of people go to streams to try and de-stress. Like, I know I go to, like, I want to watch Alex's stream a lot, like a lot, but he streams exactly the same time I do. And I normally raid him because I'm going right to the store. So
Mhm.
I want to watch Sen's streams, but his is so heckin' late that I got to go to bed.
I
So
know.
so it's like, if you're going to relax, which is what I do to watch streams, is to relax and hang out with my friends. People, yeah, exactly. There's sometimes where I feel like I bore my chat if I just droned on about. Listen, it doesn't matter if you're having fun talking about what you want to talk about. Chat will probably pick up on that happiness and want to talk about it too. But I
Yeah.
would yeah, there's one thing that really bothers me: schedules and life things getting in the way of it all. And I have been feeling bad lately. I feel it because I haven't streamed because I can't have constant schedule, and topics are hard, and I don't have others to talk to, which is a valid point. You have plenty of people to talk to. You have Umi, Alex, you have me.
Mhm.
We can talk about anything you want, and schedules
And
are very important.
Stream Doctor Duck makes a good point too. Disney movies, television shows, etc., all great topics.
Mhm.
Absolutely, absolutely. I would stay away from negative topics that would encourage some sort of like like this streamer has a beef with this streamer. Let's keep off that
Oh
topic. And you kind of revert away from that. The Strawbunneh, the problem is I'm a French Canadian and my native language is not English. It's so difficult for me. It doesn't mean that you won't have people that are French Canadian watching. Like I know 3 French Canadian people who watch stream that would be happy to watch your stream. You just got to find the right audience, and English can be hard. Yeah, I know a few people who are struggling with it, and like I know Azure the Dragon's a friend. He's from France, and he speaks French, and he's good in English as well, just not like super duper like he knows everything. But I know what you mean. Where do you? Oh, we'll answer that one in a sec. Jalapeno Cheetos, thank you for letting me know. I go pretty early for USS. Yes. One thing I don't know if it's on here. Scheduling, is schedule on there? Is one of the topics. If it
Yes,
isn't,
I think we do.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, it should be. Like I have it somewhere on there.
Yeah,
okay,
right down the bottom.
we'll get to
If
we'll
we,
get that in a minute. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
And
Where
if
do you?
we need to skip around, like feel free. Like this is just on the whiteboard.
Yeah. Yes. Favorite games. Resident Evil games. Alex.
My favorite games? Of course, the answer that some people would probably say is retro games. Um, um, sometimes it's really tough, but I did have like on a little FAQ of what were my favorite games of. My favorite AAA game was Breath of the Wild, which I do like to go and revisit at some point. Retro game was Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which that's also another game I need to go and finish on stream. Actually, now that I think about it. And my indie game was Enter the Gungeon, but I think that's changed over time.
I see. What about you, Sen?
Easily my favorite game of all time, Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars for the Super Nintendo, Geno for Smash. But as far as favorite franchise goes, Legend of Zelda. I will go wherever Legend of Zelda goes.
And thank you for the host there, Gato. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Now that's a good question. Let me get to that 1 second. If you ever actually tried literally what okay, so we'll do the 10 years thing first. So in 10 years, I see if I Slushy, thank you for the host as well. Where would I see myself in 10 years? I'll let Sen and Alex go first.
Oh, okay. Where do I see myself in 10 years? God.
Darius, thank you for the host as well, cutie.
Hey Darius. I hope to be I hope to be doing this, honestly. I hope to have an ever expanding merch store and making my living doing all of this, because I've never felt passion for something so strongly before in all of my life. And I've had plenty of different positions.
I definitely would love to see myself still streaming and still entertaining people and making my living through this. If not, have another job and have this on the side, to where at least I'm still entertaining and making people happy. What about you, Alex?
In 10 years, I do hope to still do this. And with what I've learned, and am still learning, because they always say life is a never-ending lesson, I hope to hopefully put what I'm doing now to good use in the real world, like trying to find a job within, showing, I can do this, I've done this, I can do this, and hopefully I can use it to put it to good use in a company as well. And of course, with what Umi has said as well, possibly living with Umi as well.
Oh, I thought I read that as the Senpire, as I forgot to turn off text to speech. Thank you for those 20 biddies there, 2 stripes. And I want the Senpire. So next question would be, what about if you've tried literally everything and just feel like you're the only one in the room? I would say keep trying. Don't give up. Unless you feel that you absolutely positively can't do this anymore. That's another thing. Knowing your limits. If you can't do something, we'll talk about that later. But I would just say keep going. Keep trying. Like nobody got to where they were. Like they instantly became famous. Nobody knew who they were, and then immediately they became famous. You have to work hard at it. Also, everyone hydrate. Alex, go ahead and take a drink.
Will do.
Just did.
There was something that Stacey just Thank you. Thank you.
Nah,
Persistence is
boy.
Yeah.
very
Nom, nom, nom,
important.
nom, nom.
There was something Cece did put in, and that was on the topic of avoiding dead air. It's with when you start out. Now, of course, if you have friends who will be there for your streams, um, it's one thing. But if you start out like and you're not being able to, start with like many streamers, it can be disheartening at times that yes, there's no one in your stream chat, but sometimes it's just keep talking. Keep talking because it's a way for you to practice engagement with your viewers as well, because sometimes you all have to start somewhere, and even if it's just in a case of talking to yourself or in an empty room, it can be practice for you in the future that you can actually hold a conversation with your viewers.
Exactly, and the 5-second rule comes in there. And
Hmm.
to what Cece said about the, this is absolutely one of the best advice anybody has ever given me, because it has gave me so much help dealing with anxiety. If you are a new streamer, even if you're not on OBS, you can turn off the view counter. You can't, not being able to see it is one
Yeah.
of the nicest and most helpful thing with anxiety that you could ever do. Have fun, enjoy yourself, entertain people, make people happy. Viewers, the view count doesn't matter. People will come in and out whether like you view it or not. Don't look at it. It doesn't exist. Don't worry about it.
And to go off of, I mean, to expand on what you two have been talking about with this particular question, is like your stream goes beyond your stream, because, and what I mean by that is Twitch saves your VODs for up to 60 days. So even though you might stream and you might have 0 viewers at the time of you streaming, there still could be somebody who stumbles upon to your channel and watches your VOD and has a great time. And I often tell people, like, there could be somebody who is bedridden and just wants to watch a furry streamer and may not have the resources to know that there's an entire community, and they stumble across your channel and they're like, oh, this guy has VODs enabled, okay, I'm gonna watch. And your VOD from like 3 weeks ago might have just made their day that much better, and you would never know. So always act and treat it like you have an audience, because even after your streams, somebody might find your VOD, and if they find you entertaining, you could have just made their day and you would never know.
Exactly. Yeah. I didn't
Mhm.
even know people watch my streams after I stopped streaming until I saw the view count of the videos. My view counts like go up to like 200 or 300 people, and I didn't realize. I know some of it deals with the stream itself, but it does go up slowly throughout that time as well. Um, and yeah, your VODs are important too, because you could use that on YouTube and spread out your viewership. And Darius asked a good question as well. Well, I'll read chat here for a second. I mean, like it's thanks to Alex and CC that I got into streaming on Twitch professionally. I was a small streamer, still am small, but things are like happening, and all thanks to people not giving up on me. Exactly. Don't give up.
Mhm.
Persistence is very important. Keeping to a schedule is very important. Somebody told me that they admire that I never ever break my stream schedule. I never do it on a day that I normally don't do, because it's like a TV show. People are coming there knowing that you're streaming on that day, and they come there to say hello, even just for a minute. Um, and Darius asked, okay, here's a good question too. How about those who have streamed before and but want to come back and return to streaming? What would you suggest to those who are returning to streaming? I would say announce in the places that you used to announce that you're going to start streaming. Contact people who used to watch your stream if you haven't already, saying, hey, I'm thinking about streaming again on this date and this date, and it would get them to come over and see how things have changed. A lot of people come back seeing that notification.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And be excited about it too. Like I know I've seen tweets in the past where it's like, oh, I'm sorry guys, I haven't been streaming a lot lately, but I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try to come back on now, and like, no, be hyped for it. Hype it up. Don't don't be sorry, because obviously you needed to take the break, right? Or you needed to leave streaming. But now that you're back, be excited about that. Like, get people jazzed that you're coming back, even if you're the only one who's jazzed.
Exactly, exactly. Because I know of a streamer who stopped for almost a year, and then when they came back, most of their viewers came back because they knew him, they knew who he was, and they wanted to continue watching his content. I would say just yeah, exactly, hype it up. That's what I try to do whenever something like this happens with the podcast. And yes, Jared, this is a handmade background and everything. This was made by LoupFakafon. He made the whole thing.
It's
Okay,
gorgeous.
I love it. I love it.
It's great.
He did this in 24 hours, by the way. He did this in 24 hours. And thank you so much to all the follows, by the way. You're among friends here. I'm so sorry that I don't want to interrupt anybody. I thought view count counts when you're live too. Yes, it does. But it slowly increases as well. Lou did a fantastic job. Yes. And the hype, man. Pretty good for 24 hour. Exactly. And if you have to do content that you can even enjoy, if you make content that doesn't like you, why would anybody? Exactly. Don't do things you don't want to do. Like, I don't want to play
Yeah.
Call of Duty on my stream because I genuinely don't like playing Call of Duty. But if everyone else is playing it, doesn't mean I'm going to play it too.
Mhm.
And I definitely will do this more often. It depends on everyone's schedule. Like, I would make this a weekly thing if Sen and Alex were okay with that. But I know Sen is a very busy boy, so I don't want to bother him with all of my things. And
Yeah.
your viewers can become your own hype men. Like, there are people who retweet
Yeah.
and everything. Like, let's say Sen took a year break, and then when he came back, he's like, I got a new Facerig, I got a new background, I got new games. We're gonna play Zelda 55, and we're gonna enjoy it. And you're gonna have all these people that were in Sen's community retweeting it and going crazy over it because they're happy to see Sen back.
Yeah.
Hype is very important when it comes to getting everyone to come back to your content. Yes.
Yeah, and you actually touch on a subject, and we're gonna skip since we're moving in that direction, and the iron is hot here. I want to bring up a subject we have a little later down, just because what we're talking about smooths right into it, and that is about hype. Be your number one biggest fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, nobody in your community is gonna promote your channel more than you do. If you promote your channel little and you have little hype, your community is never gonna exceed that. They will only up to match you. So you have to be your number one biggest fan. Otherwise, you're not gonna get the retweets. You're not gonna get, you have to put in the hard work for it first.
Okay, so I have one objection to that, Sen. I know exactly what you're talking about. This is exactly what you should do. I didn't do that when I first started streaming because I didn't use Twitter for that purpose until literally someone told me, Bun, you start your streams like these special things and only mention them in a Discord. You need to mention them on Twitter too and all the other social media. And I'm like, I'll give it a try. And I tried it, and people were really happy to see, like he streams what? Like, heckin' shout yourself out, make yourself look really, really nice, and get people to come in there and see your content, because a lot of people's lives can change just by watching your content, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted.
And
Go on.
oh, that's a great point. Yeah. And
Zen
like
session.
and so, like, the mentality of you being your number one biggest fan will be twofold. Not only with what we just talked about, but you will be excited for your own streams, which then in turn will, make for a much more pleasant, much more entertaining stream overall. So, like, you're
You'll
killing
never
two
believe
birds
what
with
happened next.
exactly. Yeah. And so you being your number one biggest fan will kill two birds with one stone, and you won't even realize it until it starts happening.
Exactly. Now, really quick, I wanted to let you all know that this is the one stream that you're allowed to talk about your own content. Just don't make it excessive. You can talk about your own stream, ask us any questions you want about your own stuff, just not excessive. It's totally fine other than that. And Fluke, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to stream. You're among friends here. Okay, Alex, go on.
Oh god, here we go. It's already starting going out of my head.
Sorry, I put the clap sound effect there. It was a good one, Alex. Thank you. By the way, we've had a lot of chat saying, does Alex knows he's a butt, he's a fish, and all that stuff. We know.
No,
It's right there. It's right there
No,
for everyone to see. I wouldn't say go as far as clickbait, but it's as much as you feel that you want to do, and it's I know it. Shout yourself out. Be your own hype man. Be the fan that you want to be, and there can't escape your mind now. Plugs. Oh, anyway, improv. I love it. Right? That was good. That was good improv, Alex. Good job.
Yeah, that was a good improv. But yeah,
another single clap.
Yep.
I have to agree because again, if you are passionate about one game that you are like, I really should stream that. I really should stream that. It's like you should stream it. Tell your own self, stream the game. Even if people were like, what's this? Never heard of this game before. You never know. You could get a few people interested in this game. They might say, maybe I should try this game out. You never know.
Absolutely.
If you're passionate about one game that is kind of like for you a hidden gem, more or less, there might be people who might jump on the bandwagon as well. So
exactly. Yeah, I'm not gonna play the nut sound effect and specifically because I have my best friends in the voice chat, and when Alex goes and then I'm gonna play the nut sound effect, it wouldn't be very nice now. Okay,
clips
so
out of context.
Exactly. Rue says, here's a little something I have to admit. Social media in general makes me kind of sick, and using those platforms to promote myself in a way, shape, or form is just a disgusting thing I can do to promote myself. I know that sounds completely counterintuitive, but it's not or not a great idea. It's just I got that too because I hated spamming on people's like Twitters. That's why I only do it once. I only mention that stream once right before it starts, so people know to actually like just go ahead and watch if you feel comfortable with it. And if people don't like you promoting on your own Twitter, then they can unfollow you. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
No, I agree.
yeah,
because it like I know it seems a little weird, but all you're doing is basically handing people like when you go to I don't know like a travel agency and you see these little pamphlets there, that's all you're basically doing in actuality. Like you're not shoving it in their face unless of course like Straw was saying is if you're spamming it all over your. But like if you do it once, you just leave it there. It's just a little pamphlet that people can walk by. Oh, what's this? Oh, Straw's streaming. I didn't know he streamed. And then you check it out. But that's how I look at it.
Exactly. And to answer your question, Nightbird, what is your opinion on flagship content? For example, specializing in 1 and 2 games would find something that adds diversity to the game. So I know exactly what you mean. I play SAR. That's what I'm known for the most. I play that nonstop, and I would say Alex is known for playing retro games and Persona. I know Sen is mostly known for being of course adorable, but playing Zelda games a lot. He plays a lot of Zelda games and Mario games. So it's up to you what you want to do on your own stream. But if you want to be known for something, then go for it. That does make it to where people know like he's got to be playing a new Mario game, so I got to tune into his newest stream because he's gonna play the new Mario game. Sen's gonna play Mario 65.
Hang on, Cece put out a question here. It's if you three want to stream something completely new, like something you never did before on stream, what would it be? Like you want to play DDR, DoR, etc.
This.
This.
I've always wanted to do a podcast, and I'm heckin' doing it right now, and I'm having a
This
ball.
is fun, I have to admit. Definitely, it's been a lot of fun. We were all so excited for this, and yeah, just doing it now, it's actually quite fun. For me, I used to do something like art wise. I remember like some time ago, I used to do my pixel art stuff on stream. And that was just for like a little project, like it was for it was like a Mario Kart type game, and you can make your own mods. It was like in the Doom engine. I was making all this pixel art.
Like Lego racing.
Yeah, it's sort of like that. But it was a Sonic based Mario Kart kind of, but in a Doom engine.
That's
And
interesting. I've never heard of that.
yeah, it's called Sonic. It was called, it's a bit of a mouthful. Sonic Robo Blast 2 Kart. It's a bit of a
Interesting.
mouthful. But yeah, it's basically a game that an existing game engine, but it's been reworked to have play as like a kart racer. But yeah, I tried making a character, and I did all the pixel art and that on stream with all the background music and that, and I did that some time ago. But yeah, I don't know. Part of me at times just wants to focus on the games. I mean, again, maybe in future I might. I mean, I'm rarely motivated to be like creative at times. Like it's one of those moments where I sit down and think I'm gonna do this today, and then 9 hours pass, and I'll be like, yeah, maybe tomorrow. It's one of those things.
And what about you, Sen? What's something that you've always wanted to stream or want to stream in the future?
What I'd love to stream in the future is because I don't think I've done it yet, but an animation stream. Like I know we do art streams every Wednesday, but I don't think I've ever done an animation stream, and that would be pretty interesting to kind of show people the ropes on like how to go about digital animation.
That sounds like fun. And a direct question to you all: why do your stream? If you guys know this, then you have no quarrels with it. If not, then be more clear and why you're doing it. Don't do it for the internet, but for your internal self, because people will pick up on that. I think that's not. I don't know if you're asking us that question or you're just telling us like to other people in the chat, because it says to you all. Did you mean chat or do you mean us? Because that was what we said. Well, the first thing we said was why we were streaming. I shift a lot, depends on my mood. Normally it starts with art. Yes. They kind of ask me all these kind of questions about the game. Onion peels and everything. I think I've watched you play that. I thought Alex was a thanks. Yes, Lou. Lou is in the chat. The one who created the entire set here that you see.
Mhm.
Hecking sweetheart.
Oh, there you are, Lou. Hi.
Hello.
And welcome to everybody who's just joining us on the stream. We're actually doing a podcast. We will answer questions as it comes along. Don't worry, though. We will get to everybody. Strawbunneh, when I started streaming, I started using Streamlabs app and Budget Stream Deck. Have you guys used this app before? Greeting the Elgato Stream Deck. So I don't have any experience in Streamlabs, and that is what Sen wants to talk about later. Down near the bottom there on the whiteboard. We will get to that. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for the 19 biddies, Nix. Thank you so much. Welcome in. and 19 more. Thank you so much. Oh, and 19 and 17 more. Thank you so much. No.
Next, he's
Oh,
up
is
there.
it like a countdown where they're going from
No,
17 to 0?
Nix does this.
Okay,
Nix
well,
does this.
thank you for all of the heckin' bits there. Thank you so much. Good, pretty work. Okay, so Dunno hasn't answered yet, so I'm assuming he meant to everybody. Like answer yourself this. Oh, okay, Strawbunneh. Yeah, broad question to everyone because I had the same question when I started out, and I didn't know why I decided not to stream until I was clear for why, without a direction. Then you wandering a bit and become exhausted. So I do it to make people happy. And that's what I've always wanted to do. I did not want fame. I don't want fame. I don't want like to become a papu-fur where it's like, oh, I don't want to talk to you because you have this many viewers or this many followers or something. I never ever going to become that person. I'm going to be the person that even if I had 10 billion followers and had a sponsorship with heckin' never stream Shadow Raiders or whatever. But even if I had a sponsorship, I'm still gonna raid smaller streamers because everyone starts off that way. Everyone starts off very small. What about you guys? Answering Donna's question there.
Yeah, again, I do it for fun. I like I said, I've been someone over time who likes creating content. Again, going back to YouTube and to this day going on Twitch. I just have fun doing it. Again, like 100% with Strawbunneh. I don't do this because of fame or being popular or anything like that. I do it because I enjoy doing it. It's a one up if people enjoy watching me do streams as well. So I'm thankful for people who come by and enjoy what I do.
Exactly. I agree with 100%. Same as well. What about you, Sen?
Yeah, like it's funny because when I started out, like my mentality was like, oh, I'm just gonna do this because this seems silly. Like I had no other motivation than that, because I was ignorant of like how the whole streaming thing worked and everything. So I was just la 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 going along. And then I wasn't really like I wasn't close to streaming. I was just kind of like a wisp in the wind. And then it wasn't until I got my first DM from a viewer saying that, oh, you helped me so much, like you got me through my workday, and my heart melted. And that's where I was like sold on the streaming thing. I was like, wait, I can combine my love of helping people and being derpy throughout the whole thing. Sold. So I like from then on, I was like, I want to try to help more and more people by just being derpy and silly and making people smile and laugh. And yeah, that's why I continue to do it, and that's why I'm kind of addicted to it to begin with.
Those messages are absolutely the best. Whenever I get those, I wanted to tell everybody who send me those messages, I actually print them out and put them on my wall so I can look at them whenever I feel sad. And they mean the world to me. They really do.
Aww.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
if anybody ever has any more questions in chat, make sure to do a highlight this message so I don't miss it because I can scroll back up. Okay, so one thing that okay, so we are on what makes a successful stream? A matter of perspective. Did we get over
Yes.
that?
We kind of already did.
Yeah.
We kind of did communication, self-propelling topics, what makes a stream successful, and kind of knowing your audience. We kind of did those in the past like 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, let's do high energy versus low energy. Which is better? Go ahead, Sen. You have an idea of what this is supposed to mean.
Oh, hang on. Umi's put in, I has an important question. You love me. Yes, I do, Umi. I
Yes,
love
yes,
you.
yes.
I love you.
Sen has a whole topic about this, so I'm gonna let Sen go ahead and answer that.
Yeah, so this is a thing that I see a lot of new streamers get worried about, like, oh, I don't have a lot of energy, like, take your pick. But being a streamer isn't all about energy, like isn't all about like the high energy. Yeah, more people like notice them because they're like, wow, but they're I know I had to make the sound effect there. I even did the wavy arm things, but you guys couldn't see it. But in actuality, if you are more of a low energy individual and kind of just vibe and chill, like you can be very, very successful with that. So no matter what type of energy you are, you can make your stream successful, and one is not better than the other. And the best example I can give is the stark contrast between me and some of you guys might know him, Old Gray Hair.
He's
I'm
one
a
of the better
streamer.
boys.
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Straw.
No. It's totally fine. I was just saying he's a very good guy.
Yeah, he is a magnificent being. And so you have me, who's kind of like this high energy derpy fox who's just doing his own little thing. But then you have Old Gray Hair, and if you've never been to one of his streams, it is like one of the most chill, mellow. He's got such a soothing voice. Very rarely do you get this excitable Old Gray Hair. Just very mellow energy, and he has a way, way higher viewership, a bigger community than I have currently. And so it just goes to show you that one isn't better than the other. It's really all about how entertaining you can make your strengths. And his is definitely the mellow energy.
And then on the other end of the spectrum, you said you had somebody in mind for like the complete other end.
Oh yeah, me.
Yeah.
I'm the high energy where.
Why don't you give us an example of someone coming into your stream, Sen, so we can get an idea of your general energy when someone comes into your stream.
Okay, well, yeah. So I can't help but be excited when I see a new person. So like, or even one of my friends who I haven't seen in chat in a while. So like Straw, whenever you come in, I'm like, oh, it's Strawbunneh. Hi, how's it going? And then I'm like, oh, I gotta shout you out. And then I get super distracted, and then I forget what game I'm playing. And if it's like a real high intensity game, I'm probably already dead anyways. But
I'm
yeah,
the
I
same
can get
way.
really excitable.
That brings it to like another thing about greeting viewers is something that's super important as well when it comes to streaming, because your viewers are the ones that are actually interacting with you as well. If you're a streamer where you don't have like someone with you, like I know some streamers actually have a partner or someone next to them that are playing with them all the heckin' time. And then there are streamers that are solo. You have guests. They're your viewers. If you want to talk to them, talk to them. If you need something to talk about, I'm gonna yeah, I mostly lurk. Yeah, I know a lot of lurkers. I actually got a message from a lurker saying that they never actually talk in chat, but they're very grateful that that I stream and all that. Yeah, they're your interaction. Yes, exactly. You just talk to your chat, and interacting with your chat is very important. So an example of me welcoming someone in chat, I do pretty much exactly as Sen, because I learned it from him. His energy and happiness, I learned it from him. I was like, so Two Stripes, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well today, Two Stripes. And that means a lot to some people. Like I know that it means a lot to me when Sen's super happy to see me, even though he says it the same way like all the time. It still means the world to me. And then I know streamers that are like don't even greet their viewers, don't talk to their viewers, and don't even interact at all. And it makes me sad because I know that a lot of people are like fans of them and want to talk to them, but they don't say anything to them. And what about you, Alex?
Yeah, I don't know. With me entirely, I would say, is there such a thing as middle energy?
Yeah,
'Cause
Alex would be the middle energy. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would be the middle energy. When I do my streams, I do have this sort of voice tone when I'm doing streams as well. The only time it's high energy is if either something goes wrong to which it makes me feel a little like aggravated, or something successful happens. But I guess with me, I like to feel I'm kind of the mellow, calm vibes of an entertainer. Like I want people to feel, sort of like calm, warm and calm around me, like with my voice tone and everything. So I come in and say, well, and I say, hey there, how is it going? How's your day going? Welcome in, sort of ordeal when people come in. Um, and Yeah, I'm not one for high energy because I'm not one who gets like really hyped a lot, and low energy. Uh, again, low energy. I'm not sure of. That's why I sometimes say I'm in the middle. I'm kind of the middle energy.
Sorry,
Yeah.
all I'm imagining is Alex going, "Oh, hey, welcome to the stream, I guess."
Hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah,
Welcome
whatever.
on in. We're going to be playing some Persona 5 today.
Heckin' persona or whatever. Go on, Sen. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, you're fine. No, I did want to expand upon something you said earlier, Straw, about greeting your community members when they pop up in your chat. That is so very important because if you do not interact with your community, why should that person stay? There's a much better platform for that. If they want to go to watch a content creator who's not going to interact with them, it's called YouTube.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
why are they here then? So they're here because they want the engagement. Otherwise, they're going to be on YouTube. And so that is so very important, and I'm glad Straw brought that up.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's when I did do YouTube for a little while before I started streaming. This was years and years ago, where my life was in a different space and I was a completely different person. No one will ever see those videos. Don't try to look for them. But I like I hated that, like, I was getting viewership, but I didn't have any comments. Nobody was telling me how I was doing or interacting with me. And I was like, I've got to find a way to like actually interact with people, but like know if I'm doing a good no, I won't show you if I'm doing a good job or not. And streaming is the perfect combination of that. I get told how I'm doing and in real time how my friends are doing. And yes, interacting with your viewers is very important, because if you're not interacting with them, they don't really want to be there. Like I've the big streamers like Jacksepticeye or Markiplier or whatever, they have an excuse. They don't answer chat because it's moving 1 billion miles a minute. So but when it comes to like, if you can read chat because they're all there to talk to you as well. They're very important. Why is everybody screaming?
I don't know. I just sort of joined in.
At times, you will get a few viewers that will be rude or try to break your focus or kill your mood in your stream chat. How do you go about that without... Yes, we will get to troublemakers. That's actually... We should do that next, I guess.
If you want to do that next, I am totally fine, because boy, how do I do I have
Okay.
a way?
Yep.
We all have our own ways of dealing with troublemakers. It's very... I bet my neighbors love when I scream. Yeah, so... We have a lot of different ways to deal with troublemakers. In voice chat, it's super easy. Okay, so Sen, I'm gonna pretend to be someone in voice chat that's being rowdy, and you can't kick me because this is the first time I've ever done it. Sen,
Wait,
butts are stupid.
wait, what am I supposed to be doing?
You're in your own stream and I'm on your stream, and pretend that I'm a troublemaker in your voice chat, but you're not gonna kick me because it's the first time I've ever been here. Like, how would you handle the situation of me saying something that's not in that's against your rules?
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So this person, so in this situation, they're not really a troll. They're just like being annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, how I deal with that is easy. I'm a person who would rather teach than scold. So like I may take a moment to be like, hey, I know you might be excited. Oh my God, it's me, whatever. But like, there's an etiquette about this, and I'll go on a tangent, because like, see, my concern when somebody does that in my stream is not that they're annoying or whatever, but it a lot of times with what you're talking about, a lot of these times it's so overt that I can tell they just don't understand proper streaming etiquette. And so I always tell them, I'm glad you made this oopsie in my chat, because if you would have gone to, like, I know some other streamers who would, boom, you're banned immediately. And my fear is that this person not understanding that will now be banned in another community, where that community might, they might have made some really great friends there. So for me, if it's not like an outright troll, and they are just being like, I can tell that they're not understanding proper etiquette, I'll take the time and actually try to be like, hey, you don't really want to be doing this, just because I would hate to see this person banned in another streamer's community when they might be missing out on a bunch of new friends there.
Exactly. Teaching them and letting them understand that they just did something wrong is bad. I was actually giggling because I was like, I said butts aren't cool, and you'd be like, actually, straw butts are actually cool, but that's against the rule to say it here. It all depends on the situation of what the troublemaker's doing. And Cuddles, welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. I'm sorry I didn't greet you. But stink. It all comes down to the situation. Like, if it's a true troll, we'll say, hey, don't do that here. I'd really appreciate it if you didn't. If it's like if it's someone who's intentionally doing it, it's going to be pretty obvious. And the way I deal with it is I want to give them a warning, and if they keep doing it, I'm going to time them out, and if they continue to keep doing it, I'll ban them. And normally I have mods who will deal with the situation. Like, I have at least 4 here in chat right now, and I'm actively looking at chat. So just killing the mood wise, it's you gotta be able to hype it back up. You gotta be able to learn how to make it to where things are back on track. and I've learned how to do that. Like let's just say I had my voice chat open with anyone in general to come in. Somebody said, hey, so this happened today and it made me really sad. And I said, oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. Listen, if there's anything I do to make it up to you, to make you a little bit happier, let me know. And if you'd like to join us to play this game, you can. If not, that's totally fine. But we're playing this game right now. I hope the rest of your day is going well. That sidetracked it without them going into detail about this gory thing to happen. Let's change the subject. while we can before they go into detail about it, and they might even forget about what they were even talking about. Because they could start talking about this really gory thing that might have happened, and you're changing the subject and diverting it to something else of what is currently happening.
Yeah.
What about you, Alex? How do you deal with troublesome people?
Yeah, forget any troublesome people in my stream because let's face it, everyone's gonna get it. Like I got it when I hit my first 100 followers. That was the first time it happened. Yeah, I firstly just tell them straight up. I mean, sometimes it might be a little like just a sigh of thinking, oh, here we go. But it's a case of try not to keep your tone of voice, but just try and say, ease off what you're saying there. Can you cool it down a little bit? Give them kind of like the verbal warning. Think of it as like a workplace. You got the verbal warning, you got the written, and then you got possibly the dismissal. It's if they get to the point where they are still going to persist in trying to annoy you and trying to actually put you down when you're trying to stream, then I'd say give them the timeout and just say you've been warned twice. Okay, you're gonna have to be put on a timeout. And if sometimes they'll just leave because they realise, oh, there's like a free strike rule, CC. So sometimes if it's a timeout for 10 minutes, they'll just leave because I think they'll realise that okay, fine. Looks like I'm stepping out of line too much. Maybe I should not. Or maybe they'll just say they might say sorry. They might come to their senses if they wait patiently. But if they still persist, then yeah, that's the third strike, and it's a ban if they're going to do that. But yeah, if it's so blatantly obvious they're just coming in, and if it's any sort of phobia of any kind or racism or anything like that they're just going to do, it's just an immediate ban. It's just because Twitch won't tolerate it, and neither will any of us because we have a community that wants to respect all diversity. So respect it, otherwise you don't get respect back.
Exactly. And when it comes to as a streamer, as yourself, you have to find a way to divert the negativity that they brought in into something positive. Like
Yeah.
you gotta bring back the conversation of what was going on. If you were talking about something and someone said something that did that, try and see if you can segue back to that without it like it's a tough skill because like they could ruin the mood and things could just be like, oh, I don't really want to play anymore. But since you're the entertainer, you have to come up with an idea to try and get the conversation back to that. And once what those trolls are trying to do is trying to get a rise out of you, trying to get a reaction. If you don't react the way that they want you to, they're gonna leave. They're not gonna spend all their day on your stream waiting for you to respond and try to like. I'll never forget it. One of the first few streams I did, somebody came in and they were waiting for the perfect moment to strike, and then they said, we were actually like, I have a group of friends here that were going to troll you, but you seem like a really chill dude, so we just decided to kind of just watch. I'm like, oh, okay. Because like they're not getting they don't see me as a person that's going to get angry at something. Because I was playing SAR and I kept dying and I was just laughing because I was having a good time. And they're like, so killing him doesn't make him upset. Getting cursed at through chat doesn't make him upset. So what we're gonna do in chat isn't gonna make much of a difference. So they're not getting the reaction they want. So they decide to just leave or they stick around. Up to them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a really so dealing with trolls is definitely a tricky business because their mentality is very sadistic, and I really hate it because if you give them enough of what they're looking for, like a negative reaction and a derailment, they're gonna look at you as like prey. So like they'll come back, and I've seen this happen before. They'll come back if you give them a good enough reaction that they're looking for. They'll come back on another stream on an alternate account and do something very similar, and it's very sadistic. So that's why with what Straw said is so important. If you can somehow turn it around on them, like for those who know Harry Potter, the boggart, like how you defeat it is laughter. And that's kind of the same mentality you have to go about with trolls, is that if you give them the exact opposite reaction that they're looking for, they're wasting their time. Like, this isn't the reaction, they're not getting their money's worth, so they're not going to come back.
Exactly. They have a billion of other streamers they can go to and get a better reaction than what you like. What you like exactly Stark. I laugh at dumb stuff. If somebody's like that wants to take their time
Mm.
trolling me, I'm gonna laugh because it doesn't bother me. It's not like your text is not going to ruin my day. I'm having a good time with my friends and it's not going to take anything away from me. It might affect other people differently, but it doesn't. Like, I just giggle at stuff because I'm a giggly person. um do you guys recommend to have a certain rule as commands like no backseat gaming as a reminder? Because I feel most times few people will ignore your stream rules. I get that all the time. Like I put it
Every
as a
time.
first time playthrough. There's always someone who's a professional, quote unquote professional, who comes in and decides to tell me all the secrets, and I'm like, as sweet as they are, please don't tell me. And then they continue, and I'm like, listen, I really want to enjoy the game, and you're kind of like telling me where everything is, and as cool as that is, I'd really prefer if you stop. And if they keep it up, my mods will be like, hey, please chill. I know you're excited about that game, but relax. It's just a game. Let him play his own way, and if they continue, they'll get timed out and they'll learn that's not a good thing to do. But in terms of like reminding them, just casually remind them, hey, so if you guys don't mind, this is the first time me playing this. I'm gonna try and enjoy it my own way. And if that upsets you, I'm really sorry that I'm looking for every secret in the game and trying to break the game. I apologize, but it's my way of enjoying the game.
Yeah. On the subject of that as well, I'm pretty sure there's a tag, isn't there, for
Yes, CC was
yeah,
saying that people ignore it.
yeah,
Oh
with
yeah, all the
yeah,
time.
the no back to give me allowed. Yeah, it does annoy me. They try and get a rise out of you because I think I had that when I was playing Persona 5, and then some person just comes in and goes, "This person dies in the game," and I'm like, "Okay,
Dagger
moving
kills
on." Yeah,
Dumbledore.
yeah. So yeah,
Exactly, no backseat. That is a tag, yeah, but some people don't follow it. What about you, Sen?
For the whole no backseat, no spoilers.
Do you recommend to have a certain rule as commands for like no backseat gaming as a reminder?
Well, I mean, generally what I try to do is, like, if it's something really spoilery, I do try to like have a timer command in my bot that posts it every now and then. But even still, it's kind of annoying because, like what Alex was saying earlier, is that they simply, a lot of times, at least in my experience, they just outright ignore all of that. So I've gotten to the point where when I do play a game that's super spoilery, I'll usually give my mods a heads up, like, hey, like, even if you don't know this game, if somebody posts something that looks spoilery, like, immediately zap it from the chat. And then usually I'll see it, like, I'll ask my mods if it was a troll or just a spoiler. And then if it was a spoiler, I generally go into I don't mean to, it's just my nature. I go into, like, explaining, like, I understand your excitement. Like, you want me to do this game a specific way, but recall when you played this game your first time. Remember when the gears were turning for you and you were like, "Oh my god, this is so intriguing." Like, you are robbing me of that. And, like, if you had a little sibling who was doing that, "Oh, do this," and trying to grab your controller, like, you would get annoyed. And that's exactly what's happening in this situation.
Oh my gosh, I never really thought of it that way. You're absolutely right. Yeah, it's like someone
Yeah.
saying, "No, this is how you're supposed to play it." I play the game to break it 95% of the time, and that makes some people upset. It makes people some upset. It's your stream. Um,
Yeah.
I have an info panel with the rules every time a new person arrives to stream. I remind everybody to take a look at the rules in a friendly way, of course. Yeah, exactly. If they don't follow the rules, it's your stream. Do what you please. You know.
Yeah, and that's really all you can do is like, just post, in a very polite way, maybe info panel, something that your bot posts. But if they choose to ignore it, I mean, it's their fault then that they get timed out.
Yeah, exactly. Um, Did anybody have any questions dealing with that specific subject before we move on?
I should
We
have made
shall
more
see.
tea.
Yes, go get more tea. Go get more tea.
I can't. That's going to take quite a bit. So it's all right. I will try and savor as much as I can.
Exactly. Okay, so yeah, go on.
Oh, I was gonna say, well, while we wait for Alex to get some tea and maybe some questions in the chat if they have any. One of the things I wanted to give an example of, getting back to the whole troll issue, trying to get things back on track. I do have a brilliant example, and it's how I go about dealing with trolls in my chat, because they will try to drag the mood down. And anybody who's dealt with trolls understands this. But one of the things I do is I actually turn it into a game, like an entire mini game where if a troll gets banned in my chat, it triggers a special event where this raid boss appears in chat. I've had to bump it up to a million HP, but that's a different story. But if the chat is able to conquer this raid boss in my chat, they get rewarded by getting this little gem, and I post it up on my screen. And if we are able to collect 3 of those gems, then I do an additional stream that week. And so that's one of the ways. Now it's been so conditioned for the Brushtail Brigadiers, where when they see a troll, it's no longer like, oh, this guy's gonna ruin. It's an entire mosh pit of hype. Because they're like, oh, Sen, activated. They're like, I have like special commands to alert me. Like there's an alert command, because I won't be paying attention. My mods will zap the troll, and so my community will be like, hey, Sen, troll, and I'm like, all right, let's go, boom. And it's really funny. Because we actually had to do that last Friday. We had a troll enter. I didn't even know. I was in the middle of a boss fight in Final Fantasy, and like I'm sitting there, and I got like the biggest jump scare in my life, because they activated the sound alert, and it made me fly out of my, because it's a loud like warning sound, like, and it blared through, and I'm sitting there trying not to die. I'm like on my last leg, and then that happens. I shoot through the roof, and I was like, what just happened? Oh my goodness.
Exactly what Sen said. Everyone has their own way of dealing with trolls, and Sen chose the way of it being very interactive. And that's something that's like very, very unique to Sen. Sen is a very unique boyo.
Yeah, if you can somehow reward your chat for your mods banning a troll, like that will lift their spirits completely. Like if you have because I know with most bots you can set up like a loyalty currency system, and like you can make certain sound commands an X number of those points. Like if you could reward them with those points if you ban a troll, like that'll bring up their mood too.
Rewarding chat in any way is very good for getting chat involved in anything. Mostly, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Did someone clip it? I'm sure Sen can send you a DM of it. Yeah. And Time Suppression asked, not sure if you covered this, but how do you keep motivated to keep on a schedule? The way I do it is that I know I have to stream on these days. So the day before, I sleep early. I make sure everything's prepared for the next day. Like I have my stream deck set up. Oh, you have a good one too, Dono. Thanks for coming in, buddy. I'll see you next time. I
Bye,
just
Doc.
it's really good to keep a schedule for it's just the idea of being able to be like, this next day I'm going to be able to make people happy. Just make sure that you're ready for that situation.
Yeah, sometimes it can be very difficult to keep and maintain a schedule. It's always harder at first, but it's like getting into a new position, right? You feel out of place, you don't feel motivated, but after a while, if you just stick with it, and this does take a little bit of determination to take from Undertale, but like the more you do it, consistently, it becomes second nature after a while. You're just like, oh yeah, dude, it's Tuesday. It's all right, 2 p.m. Boom, live, right? But it definitely requires some determination. And if you need to, like, make sure you have like a little, I don't know, sticky note or something. I love sticky notes. But have it
Oh,
like on your
they make
computer
these.
station.
Yes, they have these sticky notes you can get that can go on the side of your computer screen, and you can put sticky notes there, and you could be reminded of that as well.
Yeah, exactly. Um, just and it's like, I know some days it's just like your finger feels so heavy. It's like, I don't want to click that start button, but then you just do it, and then it becomes easier and easier.
Exactly. Keeping to a schedule is one of the most important things with streaming, because people don't like, if you stream at random times, people are like, "Oh no, I didn't know you were streaming. I'm sorry I couldn't pop in," or something like that. And if you stream on consistent days every day that you do normally, like, I feel really bad whenever I can't stream, but another thing we're going to talk about in a little bit is knowing your limits as well. And
Yeah.
when you just can't do it, you can't do it. You have to just let everyone know that you just can't do it. Um, oh boy, lots to chat all of a sudden.
Oh.
There was a question. Alex, we're gonna let you go get a drink here in a minute.
I
And
already did.
oh,
Yes.
Briar,
I
thank you for the follow.
I kind of muted and quickly snuck into the kitchen to get
Oh,
some water.
very well done. And thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to stream. You're among friends here. Let me see. There's a lot of chat that just came up here. Straw, I came back from the dead. Well, welcome back from the dead of Costco.
Well,
The sticky note Windows app. There's that too as well. Yeah, it's just motivation wise when it comes to keeping to a schedule. If you're motivated, you're gonna be more awake. Trust me. I was motivated as heck to do this stream, and I was like, I had a hard time falling asleep last night because I was like, oh, I'm so excited. I try to figure out a good schedule and tend to burn myself out. Yes, we'll go over the limits here in a minute. I guess we'll do that next.
yeah.
I give you credit, cuties, credit for mostly streaming almost every day or twice a day based on your time zones. How do you guys balance out between keeping a stream schedule, dealing with things in real life? Again, yeah, exactly. We'll talk about limits here next. Uh, Speaking of scheduling, same when I post my webcomic pages. If you guys haven't checked out Lou, he did this entire set. If someone could shout out could you shout out your own Twitter there, Lou? Because you do, yes, you do web comics, and just remember, I think they're 18 plus. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, I guess we can segue into reaching your limits when it comes to streaming. One important thing, or did you guys have something else that you want to say about the previous thing?
No, I'm
Nope.
okay.
Knowing
pretty
your
good.
limits with streaming is very, very, very important, because there are days where you just can't. You wake up, you stayed up all night for some reason or another. You had some really awful food that night or in the morning, and you just can't do it. You have to understand that it's okay. It's not something that's going to kill your audience. It's not something that's going to destroy your entire. Do I need permission? Well, just yeah. You warned everybody that has mature themes. You could still shout it out if you want.
I think he means, is there going to be a bot that times him
Just
out
kidding.
for posting a link?
Oh no,
Just
you're
click
okay.
the link.
There you go. You're good.
Okay.
Knowing your limits is very important, because if you were to, yeah, of course, if you were to just like say, I can't do it today, I can't do it today, I can't do it today, to where you do it, you spend like several weeks off and on. It's probably going to make things like a little bit harder when it comes to keeping your audience. But stopping every so often is okay. Like, I've learned this thing. I used to stream, like, let's see, what was it, like 6 out of 7 days a week. I used to stream every day, and I couldn't do it anymore. I said, I can't do this anymore. I'm going down to three times a week, and this is perfect for me. This allows me to get 4 of those days to myself and getting things done, and everything is just a lot better now. Limits are very important when it comes to streaming. For that reason, is that if you burn out, it's going to get worse than what it could be if you just took a day off. If you take that day off,
Yeah.
take that time, get some healthy food in you, get some exercise, relax. No one's going to fault you for it. No one's going to hate you for it. It's better to have that than to burn out, and your streams will struggle in terms of energy. Like, I know I don't want to imagine Sen spending 60 hours awake and eating nothing but Cinnabons. I don't want to imagine Sen going, hey Straw, welcome in. I'm on my 36th hour on Earthbound. I still haven't beat it yet.
Yeah,
All right, what about you guys?
well, yeah, it is a very real thing. Um, and
Earthbound.
and it's something you have to calculate. Like at first, you won't know what your limit is. So like if you think you can do 4 days and then also do your job, great, but monitor it. Like if you're coming off of stream or you're going into work and you're just mentally exhausted, that should be an indicator that, hey, I'm probably streaming a little bit too much and I gotta cut back.
And you also have to take into account your viewers will also see you burning the candles on both wicks, and they'll think like they will be yelling at you to say take a break. They're still going to
Yeah.
be there. They're not going to disappear forever just because you took a day off. Take a day off. It's worth it. I know a lot of people who burnt out and they said I just can't stream anymore because I did too much. If they took a few days off and spent some time with their friends and did that, they I hate seeing my friends get so upset and so like burnt out and upset because they don't realize that they could just take that time off because they think that it's the end of the world, and it's not. Your friends will understand, your viewers will understand. Go on, Alex, sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Sometimes it might not be just that. Sometimes it could be technical difficulties.
Oh, I get
Again,
those all the time.
yeah, again, technical difficulties are just kind of the bane of being a streamer. Sometimes things just don't go right. Sometimes it could be your internet service provider. It might not actually it might be down. You might not get a decent bit rate. Like at times, when streaming, maybe you just start losing frames and your video playback looks all choppy. And yeah, it's again, look, sometimes it's technical difficulties, internet service provider, or sometimes it could be OBS doesn't want to bother. Like I've had that once. Like OBS was like, nah, I don't feel like it, and then it's the process of like, well, I'll restart the computer, and then the computer just starts acting up. I had that one time where it just didn't want to run, or it kept freezing my computer at one point. So I restarted it, and then it just kept freezing. And I thought, this ain't gonna work. So you just have to say, no, sorry, I'm gonna have to cancel because I'm having some difficulties with electronics. So yeah, that's one thing. But yeah, another thing is, yeah, I agree with Sen with the job as well, because if you have a part-time job, it's doable. I'd say use your part-time job to schedule around it is another way of possibly doing it if you have a part-time job. For me, I have a part-time job. At the moment, I only do Fridays and Sundays, and of course, I said I do Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so it works. But you know, down the line, there'll be a moment where I get a new job. It could be full-time, and then you got to kind of think, should you push it back a little bit, or yeah, just if you feel that you're not capable of doing it, like keeping up with your job and doing streaming, try pushing it back a little bit. I have to agree with Bun and Sen on that one.
Exactly. Don't push yourself too hard because if you do, you're going to burn out and you're going to have an even worse time, and it's going to be a nightmare trying to start up again. There's some things that like you don't even know if you said it on your stream because you're so burnt out that you say something that you didn't mean to. I've done it 1,000 times. Like you
Mhm.
could be so tired and say something. I know Sen. I've seen Sen sleep drunk before, and
Yeah.
sometimes things just happen and things just come out. Um, uh, One thing somebody asked. Here's a question. In some games, there's no voice dialogue. Should you read it aloud? Yes. And having it like there's what's the game? Winds of Change has it to where sometimes they talk and sometimes they don't. I totally do that. I read out the
Mhm.
character with a voice that I think would fit. I can't say I'm consistent with it, but it's better and more interactive than you just sitting there and staring at the screen like, yeah,
Yeah.
hmm
Um,
yes,
well,
the visual novel, yeah.
in regards to Darius's question, I actually take one of two, depending on how I feel. I'll either read it aloud for the viewers, or I'll act like I'm a character taking part of this conversation. Like if a character is like, "Oh, we should be careful in here, and I'll respond to it, oh really? Like, I would have never guessed. This cave looks ominous already. So depending on how I'm feeling, I'll either respond to what and make like a little story out of it, like I'm part of the narrative, or if I'm not in that mood or mindset, I'll just read exactly what's on the screen.
Yes, I do that all the time.
Yeah.
It's like he lied. I say he lied to me. The game says he lied to me, and I'm like, yep, he lied to me. Sure did. What about you, Alex?
Yeah, I read it. I did that in Persona 5. There was dialogue moments where there was no like speech at all. So yeah, I usually say it out loud. I read it out loud as well. Getting into character though, no, I'm someone who I don't know. I just don't get into character. I just read it as best as I can while trying to put some, oomph into reading it to kind of almost match the situation. But doing voices, no, I can't say I'm very good at doing voices. I mean, you've heard me trying to attempt my American accent, and you're like, no.
Oh yeah, let's hear your American accent. I always love hearing it. Go ahead, Alex.
Why? Why do you want me to? See, right now, it's like I want to try, but now I'm gonna mess it.
It's okay. It's okay. Only 40 people are watching. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go down to the burger shop.
That's what we say. Yeah.
I remember you saying something like when we were doing Resident Evil 6, it's like just say something like that, and I did, and I know people would say nah. There's people like nah, not good. Yeah,
Go down to the street and get a burger.
I'm gonna go down to the street and get a burger. It doesn't work. See, it doesn't work.
Yes.
Work.
Okay, so CC asked, when using a VTuber model, does it help to be more confident using it as a substitution when webcam, since most people are camera shy? I am very camera shy. Until my teeth are fixed, I'm very nervous about taking pictures because I don't like the way I look until I know I can work on it better. But that shouldn't deter you from doing it yourself. You view yourself as yourself, but like other people would love to see you, but that's your decision. Never feel like obligated to do that. But as a VTuber, confidence is like, it really does help because they see you as this character. That's what, when they come into the stream, they see you as that character. And being having good self-esteem and confidence definitely helps. Yes.
Yeah, it's like when you don a fursuit. Like, a lot of people will not go to a convention without a fursuit because like the anonymity of it kind of helps boost their confidence to get out there and be social.
Exactly. Yes. Now, Alex does not have a VTuber thing. He just talks over his streams, and but people still know what he looks like. People still see the picture there, and he's still heckin' confident.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I've tried Facerig once, just once. I tried it as a test, and I never went back to it. Maybe in the future I might. Who knows? Because I think I did that when I did my Broken Sword Let's Play. I just thought, let's give it a try, and I just got like a free to use avatar on the Steam Workshop. I gave it a go. I was I couldn't find any like suitable dragons, so I just went with a Blecky Fox instead. So
I remember that. I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, so I chose that. But again, who knows? Maybe in the future I might give it another shot. But until then, yeah. Although I have seen people like do what's it? When there's no voice, voice on the microphone, it's kind of like a faded image, and then when you speak, it kind of like lights up and like bounces. Yeah,
I've seen that.
Yeah, I need maybe I could give that a shot.
Regardless of oh, I'm sorry. Go on.
No, that's all right.
Oh, I was just gonna say, regardless if you use a VTuber thing or any type of visual aid at all, being confident on your stream is very important to, it just helps with entertainment. Being confident is a good trait to be as a streamer in general, actually.
Oh yeah.
Trying to see if there's any other chat questions. Long hair.
While you look for that, I'm gonna go get some more water. I'll be right back.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Easy to be confident with ears like that. I do have ears for years. I do have ears for years. Hold on, I could actually. Can I do that? There we go.
Lou, what he's put in secret objective today is to get one of the emotes in chat to perfectly cover my face on screen. And Sen has actually disappeared. Oh.
Yes, I made him pop because he's not. He went to go get a drink. Quick cover Sen with marshmallows. I can't go that fast. Heck, wait, hold on. I could do this though.
Well, you could, don't take a cinnamon roll. Don't take a cinnamon roll. I don't think you'd like that. Oh.
There we go. There you go. Sen's got a drink now.
There
What
we
if
go.
it was bigger ears? But I don't want to be bigger. I'm small.
Small.
I was thinking next we can go over do's and don'ts because we haven't gotten any of that yet.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. We still got quite well. We've actually kind of gone.
Oh, we were definitely going to be going over over my time.
Yeah, we bounced around a little bit though. There are some things we've already kind of gone through
Yes.
that on the list, but yeah.
We're just gonna wait for Sen, so we're not gonna. Sorry, I'm not asking questions. Oh, if anybody has any questions in chat right now, we'd be happy to answer. Sen went to go get a drink of water.
Oh, woo me!
You're getting like more and more in your name.
I know. I'm just gonna have 17 titles to my name in future.
And Lou, don't worry. I'm enjoying this a lot. Like I was very nervous about like it was gonna sound like we're like teachers and we're just trying to get through this, but I'm genuinely enjoying these conversations.
Are you going to bring back Bleppy the Fox? Who knows? Possibly.
Yeah,
Who
for
knows?
a little future thing.
Yeah, why not?
When it comes to having an avatar in stream, would you be okay changing what it looks like from time to time? If I could, Lou. Oh my gosh, I would. There is a new Facerig in the works right now by ScrumpetSheep, who created the current one you're seeing. And Scrumpet, I think he said he was tired of seeing all the glitches and everything, and he wanted to make a completely new one. So he's actually almost done. He just has to rig it. Yeah, Scrumpet. Yeah, that. Would you be different? Will you bring? Yes, 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 and yes. Okay, so, oh, Sen's back. Sen, welcome back.
I am. Hello, thank you.
I can put a little drink up there for you.
Yay!
First off, promoting your channel. When to do it, when not to do it. One big one that is very important. Every single streamer has their own rules in their chat. Every chat has its own rules. Make sure to read them as you come into a new chat. It's very important. Some people are okay with you promoting your channel. Some people aren't. It's situation based. Like if Two Stripes said that they're going to be like doing like a 12-hour stream, which Two Stripes will struggle through it because she is very sleepy in general. If she wanted to do that, that's fine. But if it's a stranger coming in out of nowhere saying, "Hi, I'm a new streamer. Everyone check me out because I'm new," I'd be like, "That's really cool, but I'd like to get to know you a little bit better before you just start coming in here and promoting yourself." There's a huge difference between Alex saying I'm really exhausted because I just got finished streaming Persona 5 episode 196, and a difference between that and let's give a quick shout out to Christina Applegate. Those are two different things, in two different situations. So okay, so I'll let Alex and Sen answer this now.
Alex, you go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, I would say, yeah, I would say do not just give like. I was thinking about this the other day, and now it's trying to like get out of my head. I'm trying to bring it back in.
You got this. You got this.
I have to lasso it. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is with some people, if you are new to another streamer and you are a streamer itself, and you're about to go and do your own stream, sometimes you don't go with, well, I'm gonna go and do my own stream now, because some that could be taken as a kind of nudge nudge wink wink approach, if you know what I mean.
Yes,
Like trying to get nudge nudge wink wink the audience, like, come on, I'm streaming, sort of ordeal. Yeah, again, in a new streamer's, someone you've just like met, it doesn't probably go down well, because that could also upset the streamer. Yeah, I would say promoting as well. Well, again, if you are in if you're well known within a community of that streamer, and you're, say, in their Discord channel, and they have a promotion section, like for stream promotion when you go live, then do that when you go live, because that's what it's there for, to promote your own stream. And one other thing I would say as well is, if you do need to go and stream and you are interacting with the streamer, just say, "I've got to go and do something else now. I'll see you later," sort of thing, because then they don't know. They might you're going to go off and do your own thing, and they won't know what you're doing, because then it doesn't say anything about what you are going to do. It's just you're going to do something.
Exactly. Every
Yeah.
streamer has their own rules and how they deal with that kind of situation. Like, there's people like Sen who are like, "Oh, what are you gonna do?" And I'd be like, "I don't want to promote myself." And then I'm like, "Are you sure?" You're like, "Yes. Tell me, what are you gonna go do? Tell everybody what you're gonna go do." And then there's some people that are that like me, like please don't come in here and start just coming into my stream just to promote yourself. There's a time and place for everything. And telling everyone just about, I've had somebody come in here and only talked about their stream and didn't interact with anybody and just kept going on and on. That is not okay. Unless the streamer acknowledges it and accepts you to say those things, I wouldn't exactly just start bringing it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like you have to understand that, like, I I wish more people understood this, but when you start promoting, and this could be such a detriment to your channel and your growth, is if you come in and like you've never been in the chat before, or maybe you've been in the chat before but haven't really said much, and then you start promoting like, "Yeah, I'm a streamer. Oh my god, can I get a shout out or something like that?" What you need to understand is when you do something like that and the streamer hasn't invited you to do that yet, now not only does the streamer feel weird about you, but everybody in chat is like, "Oh, this is weird. Like, this is really, is this how his streams go? Like, if this is how he acts in our own channel, in our community, like, is this kind of cringe gonna be all over his channel?" So you're making the wrong impression. Like, if
Exactly.
if you're trying to promote yourself, first impressions are lasting impressions. And I would say, you're coming into somebody's house, you want to be the most respectful. And if a streamer invites you to promote yourself, then go ahead and do that. And then the lovelies of our community are more likely to be like, "Oh, okay, this guy seems pretty chill," right? But if you try to start forcing your channel in any way, shape, manner, or form, like, the community that you're currently promoting in is going to see you as weird and probably not going to come see you. And that's the exact opposite of what you're trying to achieve.
I actually have two great examples of things that you should not do that some people think is okay. So, a few months ago, I was doing the VR chat meetup that I do every Sunday. There was someone who, this was turned out to be a misunderstanding, but this is still something that you should still make sure. Is anybody streaming in here? Is it okay if I stream in here? There's a guy who came in and decided to start his stream in front of my friends, all of them, and started screaming, "Hello, everyone! Welcome to my stream. I just started. These are my friends." And I'm just like, "What? What's happening here?
Oh.
That is not okay."
Mm.
Um, there is a time and place for everything. And if there's something that's happening in a current situation, there's probably a reason why all these people are hanging out right now. And it's Sunday when normally hang out with this person. It's around 2 o'clock. Oh, he's streaming. Don't get into your mind to start streaming too. You have to ask that person for permission if that's okay. It's stealing your audience. Exactly. I also had somebody come into my stream back when things were starting to blow up significantly. For me, there was someone who came in and started saying that, "Hi, I'm currently streaming, and every $10 I receive, he does something special on his stream or something." 10 minutes later, he hasn't got anybody new at his stream. This is because he looked bad coming in and immediately advertising, and no one knew who he was. And then 10 minutes later comes in and he says, no joke, he said, "Why is no one watching my stream? This stream is boring." And I was like, now no one's going to come to your stream because of what you just said. I'm not kidding. Someone did that.
Oh,
They were banned shortly after that because of that. That is awful. Do not do this. Don't come into a stream expecting everyone is going to want to come to your stream if you promote it. It's going to make you look really bad. Every 10 carats, I shall let the world rest another moment. Nice 2 strings. There is a time and place for everything. I promise you there is.
Yeah, that is pretty scary that somebody did that. Like, in terms of channel destruction, like that, like not understanding the etiquette of, you know, channel etiquette is the quickest way to decimate your channel and your reputation. And like, once you go down that path, it is very hard to get out of.
Reading the room is very important as well.
Yeah.
Knowing when to say
Especially in the
something.
furry Twitch community too, because we are a very in retrospect of all of Twitch, we're a very small community and a lot of us know each other. Like, if you start getting a bad reputation, more than likely it's gonna work its way around, and you do not, trust me, you do not want that.
Oh, we all talk. We all know most people that are like I didn't even know how far my reach was when I went into a streamer I didn't know that was a furry. They're like, "Oh, Strawbunneh, I've heard about you. You sound like a chill dude. How you doing?" I'm like, "What?" They even say you're among friends here, and I'm like, "Oh my god." Everyone talks. Everyone talks. If you do something inappropriate on someone's stream, or you do something that's inappropriate, or shout yourself out or something, people are gonna know about it. You gotta watch what you say and just read the room whether or not it's okay to do that. If the
Yeah.
streamer acknowledges that it's okay, then it's okay. If not, then I would just keep it to yourself. We're
Yeah.
not negative. We didn't mean it in a negative way. We talk about people. That's all.
Yeah.
Not in a negative way. A community of people all supporting each other. Exactly. It's so cool that
Yeah,
everyone knows
exactly.
everyone, right?
Yeah.
Next would be a dead chat. This is not a bad thing. Some people have gone into my streams and many streams of my friends who are like, "Wow, this chat is dead. This is not something you should say." It doesn't matter if it's dead. I have people who I'd sit at what, like 35 viewers and no one's saying a thing because everyone's watching and enjoying themselves. This is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the things that I try to convey as well with this topic is, for me, like most of the time when I'm a Twitch viewer, I'm a lurker because I'm working. You know, I know with my last job, I was fortunate enough to work from home, so I always had a stream up in the background. So, like, you need to understand that sometimes a dead chat doesn't necessarily mean an uninterested chat, but rather that, you know, they might be busy with other things and yet they're still trying to support you as best they can.
Having you in the background is also one thing that I do a lot too, and I know millions of other people do it too. Having a streamer in background noise is very relaxing. Like, I listen to Two Stripes in the background all the time, and same with Alex and everything. I listen to Alex as I'm getting ready to go to the store in the background, and I still count as a viewer. That doesn't mean that the chat is dead and everybody's not watching. It's because everybody's just chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I thought Alex was saying something.
Oh, well, no, I can definitely say I think we kind of did cover this in terms of what I said about you know, if it is a dead chat, just keep the conversation going. You never know, someone could actually you know, pipe up about something. But yeah, you got to realize that there are some people that might just like have you in the background. They might be, I don't know, doing something else. They might be focusing on homework, or they might be focusing on doing something like buying groceries online, for instance. They might be doing something like that. Yeah, but it doesn't mean that they're like just gone. They're still there. I mean, that's why most people have the exclamation mark lurk command now, because it's like, I'm still here. I've just at the moment I'm doing something else at the moment, but I'm still here. I'm still listening, sort of ordeal. So I would say, don't think that just because someone is not talking, they've gone. Especially if you know them well as well. If they know you well, if you know them well, and they're usually in your stream like nearly every day, then don't ever assume that just because they're not talking, they're gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I actually missed a chat. I'm really sorry about that, CC. That is probably another good point. As a streamer, you have to think of what type of message you're addressing to your audience. Like, what is your main purpose of streaming? Are you in this for fame, building a community, or a better person? Exactly. If you were to go into a stream and immediately, you basically just painted yourself as scummy. If you go in, oh, the example that Lou said. So, one sec before I forget. Lou mentioned this. I use this as an example all the time off stream. I've never said it on stream. If you go, being a streamer and someone coming in and screaming about their own stream is the same as like you owning a restaurant and then someone comes in with a megaphone and a bunch of flyers saying, "Hi, I also own a restaurant. Mine's better in every possible way. Come watch, come to my place. I'm having a sale on hot dogs." It's basically the same thing. Don't be that guy. Don't be that
That's
guy.
that's funny that's the analogy you thought of, because
Mhm.
like on my way back from getting water, I had the idea of giving the example of like you're a McDonald's worker and then a Burger King guy comes in with a megaphone being like, "Try our burgers, they're better," and then leaves. I mean, like, that's weird and
It's weird.
rude.
It is. It's first impressions are very important.
Yeah.
Um,
But I'm with Alex. Like this topic, the dead chat one, we most of it was covered in our previous conversation.
yeah, about like keep talking and
Mm.
talk about things that are interesting. Um,
Yeah.
sounds like an episode of Popeye or Looney Tunes. Yeah, it probably was. Okay, so do's and don'ts, a numbers game, a volatile focus. What did you mean by that?
Um. So like a lot of people, what I meant by that is a lot of new streamers, and I used to fall into this trap too, is where I would focus the numbers consistently. And
Mhm.
like we brought this up a little while ago, Straw, with like taking viewer count off of OBS and whatnot, which I think
Mhm.
is a great idea. But because there's usually two types of people who start streaming: those who do it for the fun of it and then it becomes something more, and those that are doing it for like trying to get fame and numbers and stuff like this. And what I often tell people is if you're going to be focusing the numbers, I'm not going to go and outright say focusing the numbers is a bad thing, but it is a much more difficult path to success than if you were doing it because you love entertaining. um because see, the difference between somebody who loves it because they love entertaining, they love helping, they love like expressing themselves, is they're gonna judge their stream success on a day-to-day basis on whether or not they made somebody happy, whether or not
Mhm.
somebody laughed or did or reacted in a positive manner to what they were doing. That's a successful stream. For those who are in it for the numbers, and this is why I often avoid, because most people don't have the mental determination for this, is if you're the type of person who is going to focus the numbers, your your variable for failure is so much more broad than somebody who's doing it for the entertainment of it, because you're going to look at the numbers, the statistics, and if there's any fluctuation that is in a downward hill, that whole stream of yours is now a failure, and now you're beating yourself up for it. And so most people don't have the mental fortitude to be able to spring back from that and continue good content. And this is why I often tell people, please, for the love of your mental health, do not focus the numbers. If you are somebody who does not have that level of determination, then you need to shift your perspective and at least pretend that you're enjoying the entertainment of it, so that your spectrum of success is larger than otherwise you would look at it.
I would
And that's
100% agree.
yeah, that's kind of what I meant when I put that down.
When it comes to back when I first started, I got really nervous about it, and I think it was Sen or Princess Xena. Both of them told me, "Bun, turn off the view counter. And when I did, it changed everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because not being able to see it, not being able to visualize how many people are watching, helps so much with anxiety, so much with depression. Yeah, I hate the email that I get telling me exact how many viewers, because I don't want to know that. I don't need to know that. The idea of being able to make someone smile is all I want. And if like, exactly, Sater, exactly. Or yeah, if one person, like I put this as a Twitter post a few weeks ago. If I'm making one person happy, I'm not making any money, I'm not making any fame or anything. I don't care. I made someone happy that day. That's all that matters to me. If I'm making money in the process, great. It's helping me pay for food and my bills. But it's not going to be the difference between going continue streaming and stopping completely. I'm not going to stop if I lose my viewer base. I'm making someone happy, and that's what makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% agree. I did that as well. I had the view account on mine. It was ages ago. I had the view account mostly because when you start, you think you've got people. Okay, cool. But as you go along and you've realized that you're having fun of it, it's like, right, do you want to have, if you are having fun doing a stream, take number away, because again, I can have an example as well, because yes, the anxiety can actually get to people who, let's say you got rated with a high amount of viewers, that number increases. If you see that number, you're going to falter a bit. If you suffer with anxiety and have a bit of, like, let's say stage fright in this instance, so you've got a crowd of people, like you're envisioning you're on the stage and there's a crowd of people like watching you, you're going to get a bit of stage fright if you read that number. It's best to just take it away and focus on what you are doing. And I know probably some people are going to say, yeah, but then the chat will start lighting up. Do as best as you can to read it, and just apologize if you miss anything from other people, because I think at one point I got quite a big raid, and yeah, it's like you get all these messages like pop up, and it's like it's very hard to keep count of what people are saying. Just say, if I do miss your message, I apologize. I'm trying to read the chat as best as I can while you're focusing on your game as well. So yeah, moral is just don't always look at the viewership number.
Absolutely. And same with income general every month. Just because one month you're going to be making a little doesn't mean the next month you're going to be making nothing. You've got to keep positive. I mean, like, you're doing this to make people happy, right? Oh, and another point that that Alex brought up, that I also want to bring up is, if you don't like streaming, you've come to realize you don't like this. It's making you really upset. It's making you miserable. Take a break. And if you like can't do it anymore, it's not the end of the world, because you could take a
Yeah.
long break. And if you don't enjoy streaming, you don't have to stream.
Hmm.
It's not the end of the world there either. There are other things that you can do. Yeah, streamers' attention is always like cut in thirds. It's nuts. Yeah, exactly. They have 1,000 different things on their screen that they have to look at, and unless it's one of those ones where you kind of just chatting with the chat, exactly. But if you're burnt out on something, it is something that, like, if you can't do it anymore, you can't do it anymore. There's always that as well.
Yeah, and streaming is not for everyone. Like I tell people, it's there have been people who've come to me in DMs saying, I don't know if I can continue streaming, and I was like, this is something that you tried, and if it's not for you, it's not for you. Like, you should take pride in the fact that you tried something and it didn't work. That's fine.
Exactly. Does anybody have any questions regarding that? If there's any questions in chat, we'd be more than happy to answer them as we move on.
Yeah. One last thing, though, that I want to bring up, and I think a lot of us starting out fall into this when it comes to, like, having the little viewership thing up there. I think a lot of us, and I'm kind of guilty of this myself, but when I first started, is I think a lot of us liked having the viewership number up there, just because, like, when it hits 1, you're like, oh great, now I can start talking. But you can see how that's a double-edged sword, and why it would have a double negative effect, is because, like what Alex was saying earlier, is that you should always be talking, whether there's somebody there or not. And so I think having that viewership count not only is a detriment to your mentality, your mental state, like, oh, I have no viewers, but also then you get into this mentality of you're not quote unquote live. Your communication is not live until you see that number go from 0 to 1, where it should be on the second you hit that start or go live button.
I actually just remembered one really important numbers thing is one sentence is super important to remember if you are a new streamer. Don't compare yourself to other streamers when it comes to numbers. Stop worrying about what other people have. I wish that Twitch could remove that to where people can't see, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be a competition. It's not a competition. Just enjoy yourself.
Yeah, it's we're friends here. We don't ever like go on about follower numbers or anything like that. We just want to be happy for everyone's personal success and focus just on you. I mean, if you have a goal, focus on your personal goal.
Yeah, exactly. When you come into someone's stream, you're basically entering their, like, I guess, house, basically, like, because it's their rules and everything. And well, there goes the train of thought. It's gone.
just like me, you're gonna have to lasso it back in.
I can't. I lost my rope.
Oh no.
Well, to couple on to what you guys said, yeah, making it a competition is probably one of the worst things that you can do, because oftentimes your viewers will be a part of your quote unquote competitors' viewers. And if you notice, they don't choose. They choose both. So you shouldn't be choosing either.
Exactly. It doesn't matter what other people are doing. Like, there are trends that people follow to where they get more viewers, whatever. There are things that people are doing that's like super in right now, whatever. You have your own community. Don't try to, like, you don't have to ease into their way of doing things just to get more viewers. It doesn't matter. I didn't get like all these viewers and everything just because I did what everyone else did, because I didn't. I did what I wanted to do. I was having fun with SAR. I didn't immediately play Among Us when it came out. I didn't immediately play Fall Guys when it came out. I didn't care. I played what I wanted to, and people came along to watch and enjoy themselves, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, it's like with like the new Pokemon Snap has come out. It's like, I don't have it yet, but that's fine because I want to focus on what I would like to play.
Is that a Jigglypuff? Yeah. Oh my god! I remember
the Jiggles.
The Jiggles. It's getting jiggly. Not everyone is going to tune into the same game you enjoy. We all have different options, opinions on the games we like and don't like. Exactly. Yeah. There are communities that specifically want to watch first-person shooters, and there are other ones that want to watch Mario games and Legend of Zelda games and wholesome games. And some people want to watch retro games. There are like 3 different communities, and sometimes I like to experiment. Like, I go to different streamers that I don't know and try and see what they do and how they react and stuff like that. And I enjoy their content enough to follow. Like, I've met so many people that aren't furries, have nothing to do with me, but I enjoyed their content enough to stay. But I don't try to copy them just to get more viewers, you know?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you guys want to move on? Did you have anything else, or?
No, I'm happy to move on.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so it looks like we covered everything that dealt with do's and don'ts. Did you guys think of anything else that would be a roadblock dealing with streaming that we could cover?
I think of things before we do this podcast.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's like you think of things that we could say before this podcast, and now we're doing the podcast. It just again, it just goes. But no, not that I can think of, actually.
I would probably say one important thing, like I said earlier, is reading the room. When it comes to trying to say something, like, think very carefully before you say something. The reason why I took so long before I started streaming my first stream, I took a month of studying, is because I know to take a moment, take a breath, then say that important thing that you want to say. Like, I know that it doesn't stick in your mind very long because it doesn't for me either, and it's just gone if it's too long. But read the room before you say something, because sometimes inappropriate things that you just randomly blurt out could be really uncomfortable to hear. And I guess just read the room is all I can really think of right now that I haven't really gone into. What about you guys?
I think that's a great piece of advice.
Yeah.
Like if you're coming in to like usually so I guess this is more on the viewership side though than the streamer side is like and so I don't want to focus too much on it, but like if you're coming into a streamer's channel and they're more wholesome, and you could like just examine for like 10 minutes to get a feel of it, and then judge your words carefully, because like I've had it in the past where I've had people come into my stream and they make a very, very stepping on that line lewd joke. And I'm like, how is this appropriate? Right? Like I'm somewhat okay with it because I do have leniency, but like this is not, we're not even on that subject. Why are you bringing this up?
Yeah, I get that a lot because I used to have a butt emote and people would do inappropriate things with that. I'm like, come on now, that wasn't its purpose.
Oh man.
Did anyone have any questions dealing with any of this before we move on? Like anything, like you guys can ask anything in chat and we'll answer it. Well, it's proving time and time again, cooperating entities are usually much more successful than in the long run. Yes. And
Yes.
also, working with other communities is actually really good. If you want to hang out with your friends who are also a streamer, do that. You don't have to do it on your own stream too. You can like I love hanging out with Alex and playing games with him, but I don't usually stream horror games. And me and him have been playing Resident Evil 6, so I'm on his stream, and he can choose to promote me if he wants to. He doesn't have to, but he does because we friends.
Yeah, we friends.
Oh, and Jolkson, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. You're among friends here. Oh my gosh, we're 15 away from 3,000. Oh my gosh.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Our butt emotes are good, yes or no? I like butt emotes because it's kind of the idea of like I could do what I want kind of thing. And thank you so much for the host, Jerem. I don't really know like why I did it. I guess it's because I'm just a connoisseur of bottoms. But like
Posteriors.
Posteriors, yes. But like they're all getting taken down from Twitch mostly, so it's fine. It's I would say it doesn't bother me as long as it's not explicit.
I like the meme of it. I was like, I gotta jump on this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's just something. It's like I remember one SpongeBob episode. It's like the one where I don't know if it was the movie or not, with Patrick with having just sort of close up Nez's butt or something like that, and it's like, but that was in a kids show, and it's like, and there's nothing explicit about that. There's nothing. So what? I don't know. Why? Just
there are some that cross the line. Yes, I've seen them, and luckily they were taken down. But it's just the idea of like, look, it's a butt. It's a butt.
Yeah, it's just a butt. So
I'm glad you like my content, Joke. That really does mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for that follow. I remember when you had like 2 to 3 butt emotes, and yet Twitch removed them. Yep. I have 2 emotes that got taken down that are butt emotes that were too much for Twitch. Got any advice for anyone starting out Twitch streaming? Welcome to the stream. We're almost 3 hours in. We discussed a lot. So I do want to mention really quick that this video will be on YouTube later, either tonight or tomorrow. I'll be premiering it. Let me go ahead and give you the link to my YouTube while Alex and Sen go ahead and talk about something.
Something.
Something. You know what? There is something. Oh god, here we go. Nerd time. I really wish I did have the opportunity to get a physical copy of Super Mario RPG, but it was never released in Europe.
Oh no!
We never. Do you know what? The only Final Fantasy game we got in Europe was Mystic Quest.
Oh,
We didn't get into the proper Final Fantasies until Final Fantasy VII.
dude, you're missing out on 4.
I know.
4 is so good.
Well, I I got 4 eventually, but I got it for the PlayStation collection. There was like Final Fantasy 4 and 5 on there, so I got that. So then I got the Game Boy Advance version.
Sorry, I was giggling at Stark saying a 2-pack connoisseur. Because of the butt thing. When you open your stream to your friends and having a multi-stream together, when both streamers try to interact with their viewers. Oh, someone was asking about hosting. Hosting does help the stream. I believe it counts as a viewer when you're not watching, right? I might be mistaken.
That's a great question.
You're
don't
basically
know.
showing your stream on their stream on your stream. When they go to your channel, people see that. And Sly, please look at the YouTube video when it's uploaded, and you can learn a lot. We have covered a lot of subjects here.
Yeah, and we're still not done.
We're not done yet. No.
We've got about 2 sections left.
Yes.
Yeah.
And try to interact with their viewers without talking over each other. How do you balance that out without breaking each other's stream rules? Wait, let me read that again. When you open your stream to your friends and have the multi-stream together, both streamers try to interact with viewers without... Oh, muting.
Yeah, mute. Yeah.
The muting would be a good thing, because I know somebody who has a chat that moves a mile a minute, and we rarely hear them. Like, I remember when me, Sen, and everybody else were doing Among Us, and Sen was just almost dead silent 95% of the game. So we were like, Sen, you there? You're like, oh, I'm sorry, I muted to talk to chat. And I'm like, are you still there?
Yeah, that's me.
Get a designated mute button. It is exactly what you need for when you do a multi-stream, because you don't want to interrupt their flow. You don't want to be rude. Just mute up. Say what you got to say, and then unmute. Because whenever I do the VR chat, I have a button to mute the in-game audio, to where whenever I hug Alex, last time I remember doing this, I muted and said Alex is one of my best friends. So I give him a big old hug at the start of the stream, and then I unmuted. So Alex didn't hear that, and he could talk all he wants, and it works out.
Yeah.
And
it's so much easier if you have a stream deck too.
Yes.
Yep.
So much easier.
And if you'd like to try out a stream deck, if you can't afford it, there's an app that allows you to give it a try for stream deck wise on your phone.
Yes, there is.
That you can give it a try. I believe it has a 24-hour trial, and you could try it out where you would set it to where it's the same thing as a stream deck, and it works. If you get a good feel for it and really enjoy it, it's godly helpful. Like, I didn't think it would be worth it, like $100 and some bucks for this little thing that I can use like on my phone or anything. No, it's really helpful. Like, I could switch between different things. Like, I could press sound effect buttons and everything without ever having to change my window. Yes. Well, I mean, I saw one in the store. It was on sale for $70, and Two Stripes wanted one, so I said, Two Stripes, do you want it? And she sent me the money for it, and I got it for her. Yeah. Okay, so Rue says, here's something that might be a good question. What if you only want to do this for all of the fun? Even if you hit affiliate, you don't want to activate affiliation. You don't want any real want to have that there, and just want to play games for people to enjoy. And you could do that. I know several streamers who hit affiliate status, but they didn't want to go for affiliate because they were just enjoying themselves or didn't want to deal with the tax man. You could do that.
Yeah. I got another friend who's like that. He's got nearly 300 followers, and no, he hasn't activated it because he doesn't want to go through the rigmarole of doing that. So
exactly. Keep in mind, in the US, you have to fill out tax forms if you're going to do that, and that could be very anxiety inducing. It did for me.
That's always anxiety inducing.
Yes. So yeah, if there's any questions, we'll move on to the next section.
Oh boy.
I guess we can go with OBS or Streamlabs OBS. I'll start with Alex on that one.
I use OBS. Not to kind of say anything bad about Streamlabs OBS, but people have been saying it has had some moments where some of the panels or something like that, they don't want to cooperate or something like that. I've just used regular OBS. I guess you could say it's one of those, it's easy to learn but hard to master sort of ordeals. If you get what I'm saying, it's one of those, because it's like, if there's something you don't have, if it's got so many features on it, but if it doesn't have that said feature, then there's like plugins you can get from the OBS website. So say there's no like timer, like a countdown timer or something, then you'd have to go to OBS. You have to find a plugin, get the plugin, put it in. Then you got to learn how it works, sort of thing. But as basic like installation, you kind of know what to do. Again, there's YouTube videos and that as well, so it's not like you're gonna go into this completely blind. There's like, if you're having a bit of issue with OBS or something like that and need to kind of know what to do, there's tons of YouTube videos, so you can actually get a know-how of what to do with it.
Yeah. Sad?
Yeah, so I generally recommend, because I generally recommend OBS over Streamlabs OBS for beginning streamers, simply because most of us who are just starting out do not have the the top of the line equipment, right? We're running off of things that can barely be considered gaming PCs. So the benefit of OBS over Streamlabs OBS is that it is far less resource intensive on your computer. The only downside is, like what Alex was saying earlier, is Streamlabs OBS is kind of this all-in-one package. It's a little bit easier to use for those who are just starting out, but the real kicker is that you like I would rather recommend new streamers work a little bit harder in trying to understand OBS and not have them worry about frame droppage like you get a lot of times with Streamlabs. Now, if you have like god tier, like high-end gaming laptop, then definitely go Streamlabs if you're just, or yeah, Streamlabs OBS if you're just starting out. But if you're like me, who doesn't have like all the greatest equipment, but don't want to worry about frame droppage, OBS Studio is definitely the one you want to go with.
I've been using I used Streamlabs at the very start. I hated it. It was so difficult to understand, and it was very resource heavy. And this was running on a PC that it's not exactly a gaming PC, but it was good enough to start streaming. And Streamlabs, it's just, I couldn't stand it anymore. And then someone gave me that, I don't remember who it was, but they said try OBS. I was like, this is so easy. Like all you gotta do is put your stream code in there, do the audio balance, set the audio to the right things, set up what screen you want recorded and everything, and you're basically ready to start. And like, I never ever want to go back to Streamlabs ever again. But OBS has always been my choice when it came to actually going with a program to stream with. Maybe in the future when there's something like, for some reason, Streamlab or OBS sometimes slows down a little bit, or it's mostly my fault because I have 1,000 different sources that I haven't gotten rid of yet. But well, even my high-end and gaming laptop eventually hit a wall on Streamlabs OBS. Yeah. I don't even want to talk about my PC. Yeah. I use Streamlabs because it felt comfortable for me in the layouts, because I'm not good with the setup. Oh, I understand that too. I just personally didn't like it. If I got one sent every time someone complained about Streamlabs OBS eating resources, yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty well known for that purpose. Yeah.
I can give an example because I've got a new computer that I've had for under 2 weeks now. But my old computer had a again, if people are knowledgeable in technical stuff, here we go. It was a GeForce 1060 3GB, and the processor was an Intel i5 7400. It was a little powerhouse of a computer. It ran OBS, no problem. But then, of course, then you've got to think about graphic intensity with games if you're on computer. Because an example was when me and Bun were playing Resident Evil 6, I had mine on high, and then it kind of said, "Oh no, this is too much," so I had to lower it down.
Yes,
So,
and
yeah.
you've got to also remember that your OBS isn't the only thing that's, or your game isn't the only thing that's taking up in like
Mm.
stuff on your computer. You got to take into account the thing that's recording the stuff on your computer. I also highly recommend. So I'm actually going to be trying to do this sometime in the very, very near future. Yes, Facerig uses so much of your resources, at least the 2D
Oh,
version. Um,
3D version 2, it makes me sick.
Oh.
Elgato okay, so I put a link in there for the Stream Deck app on your computer or on your phone. On Android, I can get you one for Apple too. It allows you to give it a try to see if you like it or not. I highly recommend giving it a try because I believe it's free and you can get a paid copy as well. Here is the Apple Store version. So what was I gonna say? Heckin', oh, I wanted to give this a try. It is possible to record the screen or the game that you want with another computer, saving on resources. Now, I want to go about doing that in the very near future, but not right now. It takes up a lot of setup. Strawbunneh VC Face is a lot better in my opinion. What's that?
Not entirely sure what that is. You also got to take into
Oh.
consideration the fire hazard of wires as well. when
Yes.
you're probably doing that as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
VC,
that's another VTuber thing. Okay.
yeah, so it's like it's an up and coming competitor to Facerig, and I know VC Face does take less resources than Facerig does.
Yeah.
But I haven't moved over yet.
I'd like to give it a try. I wanted to do the new version of Facerig, but I refuse to pay every month for something that's supposed to be a little bit better than this.
Yeah.
It works great. I've given it a try. It's just like I already paid for this one, so I'll give it a try another time. But thanks for letting me know. I didn't even know that. And when starting off as a streamer for your first time, if you know your computer is not that great, don't have anything else open, web browser, other apps, etc., because you will drop frames and it will cause your stream to lag or maybe crash. That and having a good internet connection definitely helps too. Make sure to do a speed test when it comes to streaming, so you know whether or not your computer can handle the upload speed, or your internet. I mean, I could barely stream solitaire with everything closed. Oh no.
Oh, rip.
Oh.
Also, yes, I have merch. The stickers on my desk, you can own those. Okay, so does anybody have any questions about that in particular before we get going to the next thing? I think we have time to cover like one more subject, and then we can hold the rest of that off for another stream.
Okay, yeah. I mean, if we want to, like, I think there's some pretty good stuff. Like, I think networking and community involvement. Like, if we had to choose one more, like that.
Sure,
that's
I'd be down for that. Go for it. You can get it started.
That's probably super important. So when growing your community, like networking and community involvement are paramount. Because if you're not engaging with your community, they're probably going to find somebody who is going to be involved in their community. And what I mean by that is not necessarily like, oh, doing these giant events and whatever. No, but like when somebody, we touched on this earlier, when somebody comes in and says hi to you, that you engage back. You're like, oh, hey, make them feel special. Because like they could have chosen any other streamer out there, but instead they chose your channel to check out today. And it's very important.
When it comes to networking, also don't be scummy and don't specifically seek people out. Oh, you're a Papu fur. Could you shout me out? Or hey, I'd like to do a stream with you, and like do nothing but talk about yourself and everything like that. You can use your phone app to check your chat. That too. Yes. If you don't have a second monitor, you can use it. Use the Twitch app to check your chat. Very, very good. I forgot about that. You don't need 2 monitors. Don't be scummy. Please don't be that person that goes to every stream and tries to talk about yourself and try to get all the attention away from the streamer, because you shouldn't do that. You go, Alex. Sorry, I'm my train of thought's gone again.
So was it with networking?
Yeah, networking.
Yeah, with networking. Yeah, for me, I used to try and tweet out my stream every so often I go live. But then when I looked back, I realized that's all I ever did on my Twitter. And in that case, if you want to interact with a community on Twitter and all you're doing is just tweeting out your stream, it could just be it could look like just like spam and wreckage on your timeline. What I used to do is I used to just tweet it out, and then after half an hour, I take the tweet off. That's what I used to do. So it just unclutters your stream timeline. Um, and again, with Discord now, personally, I don't have a Discord for my community because, in fairness, I'm going to say this now is I don't feel confident right now in maintaining my own Discord channel. But if you are, then by all means, what I would say first, if you want to, is only put in people you trust. You trust in there, because if you put anyone in there, you don't know what could happen. They could be mischievous, they could possibly spam, they could just be an annoyance, and that's what you don't want. I say only put in people that you trust and feel you can knowing that they're gonna be it's gonna be fine, they're gonna be calm, they're gonna be friendly, they're gonna be interactive with the others. And again, again in other streamers chats, yeah, like I said, what we covered, it's like if you are a streamer and you're in a new streamers chat, don't go saying I'm gonna go off now to do my stream, because again, the nudge nudge wink wink approach. Yeah, and just be friendly, just interact in a very very friendly tone. Because the thing is with doing Twitch as well is you make friends, because it's not only like you own your own communities, you build friendships and you build support for one another. And if you build support for one another, it's like you are linking your communities together, and you are getting other people to make new friends.
Oh my God, she just came up with a good slogan.
Yeah.
Don't make friends, don't make competition.
Yep, we
Yes.
don't. We never make competition. We never do. We support each other.
Because you'll start comparing yourself to them. You'll start thinking, oh, they're still getting more viewers than me, and all this kind of stuff. Don't make competition. Make friends. Don't like. Yeah, exactly that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I thought that was a really good slogan to remember.
No, that's a really good slogan, because yeah, you don't want to give yourself a bad image, not at all.
Yeah.
And yeah, building friendships, yeah, will definitely just like there's no competition at all. So no comparing, no arguments, nothing. Because if you make arguments about it, it doesn't look good on you.
Yeah, exactly. We're all in a
Yeah.
community and in it together. When one person succeeds, we all do. Yeah.
Well, one of your greatest assets in terms of networking and community, because this is I would say exclusive to our little furry Twitch community. Your greatest asset for networking and community involvement is actually going to other people's streams and hanging out in their chat. Like, that is your single greatest tool to get yourself known in this community, because like we said at the start, we talk, we all know each other. Like, if your name starts popping up in all these streamers that you watch, like, you're more inclined, like, as a viewer, like, if you see, like, we all know Strawbunneh. If you go to, I don't know, pick a streamer, and then you see Strawbunneh chatting in this person's stream, you're like, oh my God, it's Strawbunneh. Oh, how are you doing? And then the people there who might be new to that community is like, oh, this Strawbunneh seems to be well known. Does this person stream? Like, and then they get curious, and then they ask their friend. They're like, dude, you don't know Strawbunneh? Dude, you gotta check him out. And then that's how it like, you getting your name out there is like, that's why I say it's your greatest asset. Because like, I could give you an example, and I love giving this example whenever I talk about networking and stuff like this. Two greatest examples are Strawbunnies and Banalitos. Straw, like you've probably heard a million times now, he took a month to analyze and get all this information to hit the ground running when he started up his streams, which is great. And then there's the example of Bandolito, where before he even started streaming, he was so well known in everybody's chat that he was basically moderator of every chat that I would ever go to. Like, I would go to these streamers, I'm like, weren't you a mod in another? And he's like, yeah, I'm just a mod everywhere. So everybody already knew him because he'd be constantly chatting in a bunch of different people's chats. And then when he started finally streaming, when he finally threw his hat into the ring, like, he had a massive outpouring because everybody knew who he was already. And so you just mingling with the community is probably the greatest way to hit the ground running and understand, like, analyze what other streamers are doing.
Exactly. Wholeheartedly agree.
Yep.
Hit the ground bunning. Exactly. Just talking in chats, and even if it's just once in a while. Exactly. You'll get your name out there, and people will understand, like, this person's pretty chill. I would never got the chance to meet Strawbunneh if it wasn't for Alex rating him a few times, and same time when Bun rated Sen. Exactly. And now a lot of my community already knows Sen, and a lot of my community already knows Alex. And now you know a lot more about both of them in terms of who they are and what they represent, and they're both heckin' sweethearts.
But Bun here's the biggest of them all.
Yes.
Huh? What? Sorry, I thought you were about to bring something up. You're like, here's the best of them all.
Yeah, you.
No.
Yep.
No, Uno reverse card. No, Uno reverse card.
Nah, it's not gonna work.
I'm just glad that, like, when you bring people together, it's one of the best feelings in the world. When people didn't know that these other people existed, like, there are people that are nice out there. Yeah. There are streamers out there.
There is more good than bad in the world.
You don't have to just deal with with all that negativity and everything on, like, streaming. There are sweethearts out there that you can watch and be in a positive mood, you know? Somehow ended up with this cool sort of couple chats. So yeah, exactly. Yeah. All of you guys are good beans. You're a good bean. Soft animals. Ooh, yes, exactly. All right, so I think we hit the end here because we're at the 3-hour mark, and unfortunately, I have to go to the store. And this has been one of the best streams I've had in a long time, and I want to thank KaoticAlex and SenorCrouch for coming on. This has been amazing. Thank you guys so much for coming on.
It has been a lot of fun to discuss this, and I thank you for hosting this.
Oh yeah, same. I had a blast. And thank you for inviting us, Straw.
Oh, it is my pleasure. It is my pleasure to have both of you on. And yes, if y'all want more of this, please let me know in my Discord, !Discord in the chat, and please tell me if you would like more of this kind of content. Like I said, I already have a plan to do something like this in the future, dealing with just YouTube and podcast stuff. But this is something that I enjoy doing because I just basically just hanging out with a few things written down of what we're going to talk about. We didn't get to cover everything, but we're going to next time. But if you would like, guys, we can definitely schedule another time where we can do this. If we can make this a weekly thing, every 2 weeks or something like that, I'm totally down for that.
Yeah, we could definitely discuss it.
Yeah, definitely.
Heck yeah. But for now, I think this is as much as we're gonna get here. If anybody has any last minute questions, please feel free to let us know now. If not, you can always ask any of us in the Discord for any advice or any help. Anything that you feel uncomfortable saying in chat's fine, in DMs as well.
There is one more thing I'd like to say as well. If you do own a PlayStation 4, I'm not entirely sure if a PlayStation 5 has this integrated yet. There is Twitch integration on PlayStation 4. So if you don't have your own PC and you have a family PC or a PC that you just don't think is going to run well with OBS and other games, and you also want to do console gaming to start with, the PS4 Twitch integration could be a good start for you.
Oh yeah. And Sen and Alex, Playful Ocelot ask you two specifically a question.
Oh
What? Oh, why are you all so heckin' cute?
no. There's a pink bun in the middle there. That is
No,
more
I don't
cute.
exist. Watch, wait. No, I don't exist. I don't know what you're talking about. Wait, look, there's no fun there. I don't know what you're talking about.
He ate
Oh,
the
don't do the disappearing act on us. No.
I just hid underneath the table. Huzzah! Here I am again.
Ah.
Oh, put it all over your computer, Jolly. Overall silly transcending dimensions. Okay, so if nobody else has any more questions, we're gonna have to say goodbye to our wonderful guests for now, but we will have them back when you guys want. I'm so excited to have them back for next time.
Mhm.
Thank you guys so much again for coming in. It has been a real pleasure and an honor to have both of you on, because you guys are one of my closest friends on the internet, and I'm so glad and happy that I met you, and I'm very glad to have you in my life.
Right back at you,
virtual
matey.
hugs.
Yeah, virtual hugs.
Virtual hugs. Wait. I could do this. Hold on. I can.
Oh.
Oh no, I'm not on the same layer as Sen.
Oh no.
Oh no! Ah!
Ah.
Oh no!
Oh,
Anyway,
no. Oh.
all right, everybody, we're gonna go ahead and find someone to raid before it gets too late here. But thank you all so much for watching. Let's give a big shout out in chat for Sen and KaoticAlex, if you could please. They are both sweethearts. Sen plays a lot of Nintendo. Go ahead and talk about yourself, guys, while I look for someone to raid.
Yeah, Alex, you start first.
Yeah, sure. Well, I only just finished playing finished Persona 5, but Tuesdays, like I said, I usually do like single player kind of storyline games. Thursdays, it's usually I play multiplayer games with others, so it mostly consists of Fall Guys. I've done 100% Orange Juice before as well, and you never know, in the future, maybe Among Us. And Saturday, at the moment, I'm doing a point and click adventure game, but usually Saturdays, I just do a random game that's on my list of games that I haven't played for a while, or I haven't played yet. So it could be like a roguelike game, a management game, a sort of chill vibe game that you could possibly just like sit in the background and just chill to.
Very nice.
Awesome.
Go check out that boyo. He is one of my best friends, and I trust more than a lot of different people. Alex and Sen, I trust a lot.
Aw.
And I
Yeah, and then with me, I'm generally playing like a lot of Toonie games. Oh, there we go. Oh
here,
yeah.
I sound like Bun in here.
Wait, where did Bun go?
I don't know, where'd he go? Oh, look, here I am. Sorry.
that's
Okay.
awesome.
Anyways.
Go on.
Yeah, I'm generally attracted to like a lot of Toonie games or fantasy games or retro games. I generally play a lot of those. We try to play adventure type games on Mondays. I generally do like RPG narrative games on Fridays. And then, of course, on Wednesdays are always our art streams. That's always a tongue twister. But yeah,
If you haven't checked out these two, go check them out. The Sen is also, yes, he does art too. He actually did, what was it, a 30-minute drawing of Bun once.
I did. I remember that.
It turned out amazing. Others including Umi. Yeah, go check out everybody. Go extend your palette, as they call it. Go
Yes.
check out something. It's not gonna hurt.
Oh,
Yeah?
I think it was Jolly said, because I said I usually play multiplayer games with others. It's like, yeah, I play games with friends and of course Umi. So
Yes. All right, everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye to our guests here. Give a big thank you in chat for them, and we're gonna go ahead and get ready to start a raid.
all
Okay,
right.
bye everyone.
Bye everyone. Thank you very much.
Goodbye, everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and mute real quick, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start a raid,
All right, sure
Okay.
thing.
and then I'll unmute and chat with you guys in a sec.
No worries.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.